for the Red Devils.
Yeah, this Mount Vernon team, they might be 3A, but they are quite the team. Like I said, coming from 3A, they're in Sectional 30 over there. They don't really play a lot of competition like the Red Devils. Jeffersonville, of course, a very big school, just moved up to Class 6 this year's Class 6A. And so you're going to be playing a lot bigger schools if you're the Red Devils. And Mount Vernon, now they get to say they played a Class 6 team on their resume, and that's huge.
Yeah, most definitely. And if they make a good showing, that could help them for future references and future times where they may move up to a greater division.
And if you're just now joining, you are listening to 98.5 WJHI LP Jeffersonville, your home of the Red Devil Network. I'm Blake Beams, Nate Gardner. He's going to be on color commentary as your Red Devils take on the Mount Vernon Wildcats live from Blair Field in Jeffersonville, Indiana. It's going to be your Red Devils homecoming night tonight. Stick around until halftime. You're going to see a special presentation as there's going to be a crowning king and queen as well. Former queen and WJHI member Lily Fondrisi is currently in Blairfield tonight. She will be crowning, I believe, the new king and queen tonight during the halftime show. So make sure you stick around for that to hear your Red Devil homecoming winners.
And also happening during halftime during this game, there will be a special presentation by the United States Army that gave a generous donation of around $10,000 to our wrestling program here at Jeffersonville High School.
So we're looking at about a minute and a quarter through the game so far. 10:45 left to go in the first period of play. Score is still 0-0, and the Red Devils off to a pretty rough start. It's already going to bring up 4th and 7. The Red Devils will be punting momentarily, most likely. You're on your 21-yard line in your own territory. You got to send it away here, because imagine a turnover this early in the game.
Yeah, that would be a tough one there. Of course, there is a player down on the field, and that is why we have a timeout here on the field. And the Red Devils are looking to punt the ball away, and hopefully they can play good on defense.
Yeah, they should be able to get some nice stops against this Mount Vernon team. They're very quick. So that's one thing you're going to see with the Wildcats, especially their quarterback. Starting for them tonight is actually going to be the junior, Nico Burnett. You normally see seniors in those starting quarterback slots. But here's the thing with this Wildcats team, you have 4 total seniors, and none of them are quarterbacks. There's 2 O-linemen and 2 receivers, and you got 1 running back as well. So what you're seeing is quite unusual. You're not going to see a team with this little seniors most of the time.
The thing with that is it can either be a gift or a curse for you. The gift could be that throughout the future, if these players are good enough to develop and keep going, you're going to be able to make those plays and for the next coming years and hopefully reach a higher level as a team and as a group, as a whole school, once those players develop. But you also miss out on that senior leadership that you get whenever you have a big abundance of seniors, as the Red Devils do here.
Yeah, and it reminds me like that Red Devil team from last year. As you just mentioned, we have quite the amount of seniors this season. I believe we're up to 21 now. One of the big ones was a transfer over from Western and Louisville, Don Starling. He has made such an impact for the Red Devils so far. He, of course, coming in, like we said, his senior year. He's picked up multiple touchdowns in each game he's played so far this season. He's one of the most athletic receivers we've seen, shades of Davari Julian from last year.
Yeah, Starling has made a great impact here early in the season for the Red Devils. Of course, we didn't see him last year as he transferred, but seeing him quickly in this season, he even got, I believe, 2 touchdowns in the first game against Seymour.
And then 2 in the next, too.
He just has made such a quick impact, and that's a tough thing to ask from a new player here.
And I really just think that's the bond this Red Devils team has been able to form so far this season. Jake Curry, who is a proud member of the WJHI program here at Jeffersonville, also a proud member of the Take the Heat podcast, which you should probably watch on the WJHI YouTube channel. But he's also a starting linebacker here for your Red Devils. And I was able to kind of get some insight with him, and he was saying missing that Week 1 game, which was supposed to be against Bell County down in the Kentucky-Tennessee border. So that was quite the drive for either side. And I believe that was supposed to be a Jeff home game, if I'm remembering correctly. So they'd have to come up all the way. They ended up not going this way. But what Jake ended up telling me was saying this Red Devils team, that week off, they use not only to practice, but they use the bond. They use to get together and look at plays and look at film and just be a good cohesive unit. It doesn't have to necessarily be with football. Get the freshmen involved, the sophomores, all the underclassmen. You're getting your upperclassmen as well, and you're getting some transfers. Like we said, Don Starling, he already feels welcome here as a Red Devil.
Yeah, and I talked to some of the players during that week. They had good team building exercises. Not only their football practice, they went to the Jeffersonville Aquatic Center and just had that they had a chance to build that team chemistry and just be a more cohesive group, not only on the field but off the field. And that right there is one of the things that no matter what, if you don't have athletes on your team, if your team can stick together through thick and thin, that's what you want in a team.
So if you're just now joining, you're listening to 98.5 WJHI LP Jeffersonville, your home of the Red Devil Network, live from Blair Field in Jeffersonville, Indiana. Blake Beams, Nate Gardner, he's going to be on color commentary. We're just getting started here in this Red Devil and Mount Vernon Wildcat football game. It's the Red Devils' third game of the brand new 2022 campaign. They're originally supposed to play the Bell County in week one. That game ended up not happening. So the Red Devils with a little bit less experience than most teams around the state. And they started off 0-2, and I guess you could maybe credit that to that week off. We were just kind of talking about the chemistry they were able to build. But that 0-2 start, they've lost by a combined total of 4 points. Like, seriously, there's been a 1-point loss and a 3-point loss.
And the thing I think you can attribute that to is just not being able to finish for these Red Devils. They've been able to make big starts or come back late in the game, but when it comes to the last, 8 minutes of the game, the Red Devils so far in this season have crumpled and lost their first 2 games.
And the thing is, I don't even know if you could really use that as a word to kind of describe Jeff. I feel it's more so these teams that something kind of just goes off in them. The Red Devils about a week ago now versus BNL, they were leading 18-0 at halftime. You don't let them score at all. They did the exact same thing against Seymour last year, first game of the year. And they ended up coming back quite a bit, but the Red Devils still ended up winning. They finished that game, like you said. The Red Devils against BNL, they just couldn't quite bring it out. And I don't feel there was a multitude of injuries going on that day, and most of those players are good to go for tonight. But it kind of fell apart, like you said. And I feel just the Stars beat them that second half, and they scored 1 more point than the Red Devils did in the first half. Red Devils scored nothing that second half, and that's just what's going to happen.
Yeah, and they definitely, while you can attribute it to not being able to finish, there were many tough injuries that happened to the Red Devils during that game, and a tough fumble in the end zone near the end of that game that really was a big momentum switch because the Red Devils were about to get a touchdown, but I believe after that turnover in the end zone, the Stars were able to make it march all the way down the field and get a touchdown for themselves, which ended up winning the game for them.
Thing is, I feel with this Red Devils team is that we've mentioned how they've built this camaraderie and this chemistry. I feel like the heart as well. I feel like they feel the exact same as they do now going in 0-2 than they did going into week 1 with a completely clean slate. This team just loves to play football. Let's put it simple. They want to get out on the field and they want to throw to each other. They want to have fun together, which is what they do. So we're going to see if they can carry that against Mount Vernon. I have a strong feeling that we might be seeing something like that.
They got that dog in them.
Yeah, that first drive unfortunately ended in a Red Devil punt. We've yet to see the punt, however. There's been an injury timeout on the field, so we hope that will turn out nice and well. If you're just now joining, you're listening to 98.5 WJHI LP Jeffersonville, your home of the Red Devil Network. I'm Blake Beams. Nate Gardner, he's going to be on color commentary. We're just a minute underway through this Red Devil and Mount Vernon football game. Red Devils have already brought up 4 downs. They're about to punt this ball, more than likely. They're at their own 21-yard line, and they're going to be sending it to the Wildcats.
And it's number 73 out there. Ethan Phillips, O-line, D-line, and punter out there, ready to punt the ball away for the Red Devils.
Yeah, Phillips is quite the leg on him. We've seen him so far this season. He can send it downfield.
Yeah, he hasn't had any issues on his mechanics so far this season.
Before we advance any further, I'd like to thank and mention tonight's officiating crew. Ralph Caldwell, he's going to be the crew chief. Matt Barker, Joe Spencer, Tony Wire, and Chris Stratton. Thank you all 5 for officiating tonight's matchup. Looks like the Red Devils are going to trot off the field once more to talk to Coach Parker one last time before we get this game going once again. So So it does look like the Red Devils are going to punt here. As we mentioned, they have Ethan Phillips out on the field at the moment. He is the team's punter. He has quite the leg on him. He can send it back and forth. Doesn't matter this side of the field. And we're going to see what this Mount Vernon offense has to offer, and even more so, see what this Red Devil defense has to offer. Red Devils missing quite a few players over there. Jake Curry, starting linebacker. He may not be getting a lot of snaps in tonight's game. So we're going to see how they handle him on defense. I have a feeling we're going to see a lot more zone. This Mount Vernon team, they are running. This quarterback that they got, he loves to run. He's very quick. And so they're not going to be doing a whole lot of passing. I guess we'll see the formations as well. Probably a lot of under center. And here is the send away from Ethan Phillips. It's going to get to the Wildcat. He's going to take it from the 50-yard line exactly, already to the 35 in Red Devil territory, to the 30, to about the 28. That return by the Wildcats. That one was going to be Jackson Clowers, the junior wide receiver, and a great field position for the Mount Vernon Wildcats.
And that's one of the plays right there you can attribute to good effort from both teams, because the punter, Ethan Phillips, made a great play and punted the ball almost as far as you'd expect from a high school punter. But there was an even better play on the other side by the Wildcats, returning it for about 28 yards.
So back here for the Wildcats is going to be Nico Burnett, the junior quarterback. He's coming in at 6'2", 187. As here's the snap, he's going to get the handoff off quite quickly. It's going to be a truck and maybe a first down. That one is going to be off to Cortez Stewart, the junior running back as well. He's coming in at 5'9", 200. He is quite big. He's quite bulky as well. He's got those shoulders, as we just saw that truck over that Red Devil defender. That's going to bring up second down here, maybe give him 2nd and 1. That was quite the gain there. So back in shotgun this time, 3 to his left, 1 to his right. Nico Burnett, here we are. He's going to be handed off once again, this time to Cortez Stewart. Stewart, he's going to be taking this quite the ways. He's already inside the 10-yard line of the Red Devils, down at about the 5 in Red Devil territory. The Mount Vernon Wildcats, great start on the field.
Let's see if this Red Devil stout defensive line can push through and not allow a touchdown here against this running offense here.
So back in shotgun once here. Here's Burnett. He's going to hand it off to Cortez once more. Cortez will not get there. A great tackle by that Red Devil. Maybe give him 2 yards there. It's going to bring up second down.
Second down and really close here for the Wildcats. The Red Devils have a chance to not allow a touchdown here, but it will be a tough task here.
Yep, so 2nd and goal. Here are the Wildcats. Back there, it's going to be Nico Burnett. We're going to see if he wants to hand off to Cortez Stewart once again. He's back there with Stewart and the shotgun. Here's the handoff to Cortez. Will Cortez get in there? And yes, he will. Already, the Mount Vernon Wildcats are going to get up on the board as Cortez Stewart, the junior running back, is going to take it in for a 3-yard rushing touchdown.
And one thing with this drive right here for the Wildcats, I wouldn't attribute it necessarily to rough play by the Red Devils. The Red Devils have been making a valiant effort so far on this defense, but with that short position, it's just almost a 50-50 if you're going to score points.
So sending this one away from Mount Vernon is going to be Grant Daughtry. This one is up, and that one is good. 1 for 1 on the extra point. 7-0 Mount Vernon is your score with 9:03 to go here in the first period of play. If you're just now joining, you are listening to 98.5 WJHI LP Jeffersonville, your home of the Red Devil Network. I am Blake Beams. I'm with Nate Gardner. He's going to be on color commentary, and the Mount Vernon Wildcats just took a 7-0 lead off of the 3-yard touchdown from Cortez Stewart. The Mount Vernon Wildcats off to quite the start.
And let's see if these Red Devils can get some momentum heading on their side with their second offensive drive here. See if they can put down a couple first downs. Maybe not get points on the board, but at least start churning some of that clock and getting some of that momentum in their favor.
So it looks like returning for the Red Devils will most likely be Don Stewart. He is positioned at the 12-yard line in Red Devil territory. Back there with him as well, I believe that is Luke Elliott. He's positioned at the 10. We're going to see where this Wildcat team decides to go with this football on this punt. Red Devils with their second opportunity to score here. They had a turnover. Not a turnover, but they had to send it away. And the first drive of the game, as it brought up a quick 4 downs, they had to send it away from their own 21-yard line. Gave great field position to the Wildcats, which led to that easy score from Stewart. So that will be Stevenson back there with Sterling at the 10 and 12 respectively in Red Devil territory. Sending this one away for the Wildcats is going to be Grant Daughtry. Here is the kick. This one is going to be a nice deep one. It's going to get to Stevenson right at that 10-yard line, up to the 15. There's the 20. He avoids one tackle. 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Stevenson, he's got one more man to go. It's the punter. He gets past. This is going to go all the way. Kion Stevenson is going to bring this in for a Red Devil touchdown.
And let's just wait a minute here. There is a flag on the play. Let's see if the play will stand here. But it looks like the officials are deliberating with the Red Devils coach. We will see what happens here.
Did you see where the flag happened to go down there, Nate? I didn't see the flag.
I mean, you can see it on the field right here around the 20, so it's in the zone of holding, and it looks like the Red Devils offense will be coming out around that area.
One unfortunate break there. I mean, I guess when you're going to get past so many defenders like that, that might just happen. That's how they were able to create so much space, I assume. So, looks like Kion Stevenson's touchdown return is going to have to be brought back here. As you mentioned, Nate, looks like the Red Devils will be going way back here. Yes, it's going to be holding against the Red Devils. Good call. I did not happen to see that. So, that touchdown will be called back, but the Red Devils offense will take the field for the second time tonight.
And while that was a tough penalty there for the Red Devils, the ability to get that return there, even if it didn't count, is a great momentum boost, even a small momentum boost for the Red Devils to give them some confidence that they can make those big plays, just need to cut down on the mistakes.
So that's going to bring the Red Devils all the way back to the 10-yard line in their own territory. That's going to be Jake Kokola back there with him. Brandon Harris, 3 to his left, 1 to his right. Kokola, he's in shotgun. He will not hand it off to Harris. Instead, he opts for Don Starling on the screen pass. He is not going to get anywhere. He's going to be sent all the way back to near safety region. It's going to be probably about the 2-yard line here, so quite the loss for the Red Devils on that play.
And that looks like an interesting play there. Starling running back after he received the ball there. Probably a bubble play route by Starling there. Just a little bit of confusion on what the offense wanted to do there.
So 2nd and 15. The Red Devils at their own 4-yard line. Schindler is backed up all the way into his own end zone. That's Kokola, not Schindler. So Kokola, he's starting for the Red Devils. Here is the snap in the shotgun. He's going to hand it off to Harris. Harris will evade that safety. He's going to get past one man, try to truck the other, and he's just going to get past the original line of scrimmage. Brandon Harris maybe give him about 6 yards there as he's going to make it up to the 11-yard line, still in Red Devil territory, 3rd down. Looks like they're going to be generous and give him that 12 there. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 8 for the Red Devils, 7:47 and counting. The Mount Vernon Wildcats currently have a 7-0 lead against the Red Devils. Here's Kokola back in shotgun. Here is the call. It's going to go off to Harris once again, and Harris is going to get stuffed at the line. It's going to bring up another Red Devil 4th down. They're sent behind their own line of scrimmage. This one's going to be sent inside the 10-yard line over towards Mount Vernon's way.
And yes, this is definitely a bad situation for the Red Devils because they are so close to their end zone, let alone they could get the punt blocked. But if they even are able to get the punt off, they may not get that much field position here. We will see what happens in the consecutive play.
Yeah, Phillips is about able to send it away about 30 yards last punt. Here is the snap, and here is the punt. This one's going to be a bit better. It's going to go to about the 41-yard line in Red Devil territory. And it's going to be nicely returned here by the Wildcats. He only has one more man to go. He does get brought down eventually. Quite the return there from the Wildcats. They're going to be starting inside the Red Devil 10-yard line once again. I want to say the man that returned that was Jackson Clowers. Yes, it was. He returned the original one as well. Got into Red Devil territory, which set up a 3-yard rushing touchdown for Cortez Stewart and the Wildcats, and already inside the 10-yard line of the Red Devils. This Wildcats offense is not looking to slow down anytime soon.
And the thing is, I wouldn't blame either of these red zone opportunities on the special teams or even the defense here. This has most definitely been the offense's wrongdoing that led this to happen.
So here's the snap once more. It's going to go off to Stewart. Stewart isn't going to get anything that drive. Good tackle there by the Red Devils to keep him about at his line of scrimmage. They're probably going to get about 2 yards there. Yes, they will. 2nd and goal for the Wildcats. They're going to be placed at the 8-yard line in Red Devil territory. They're right about in there to score off Jeffersonville.
And that was a tackle by Omarion Johnson, Ghost out there, our WJHI crew member as well.
So here we are, 2nd and 8 on the 8-yard line for the Mount Vernon Wildcats. And there's going to be a flag on the play. I want to say there was some movement on the Red Devil side. I guess we'll see. Maybe illegal motion. Yes, it's going to be illegal motion against the Wildcats.
Yeah, the little motion there was a motion across the field there, and it looks like they may have just not communicated right on that play.
Probably just clipped that line of scrimmage and just went a little bit over. So here he is once again back in shotgun. This is going to be the first pass of the game for Nico Burnett. He's going to get it complete to his man. Not much of a gain there, but it's better than nothing. That one to Caleb Tyus. That's going to be his first reception of the night. This is going to bring up 3rd and goal once more. Probably place him around the 8-yard line in Red Devil territory.
And that was our first non-run we've seen so far.
Of course, Nico Burnett and Cortez Stewart back there for the Wildcats. The man starting at quarterback, Burnett, is 1 for 1 on his pass attempts so far. He's actually going to be in an empty backfield this time. We'll see what he wants to do with Stewart. There's more motion in the backfield. He's going to attempt to throw it. This one right over the head of the Red Devil defenders. This one to Cortez Stewart. He's in for his 2nd touchdown of the game, his first receiving touchdown.
Man, this is a tough start for the Red Devils.
Yeah, not the start this defense wanted in the slightest. Cortez Stewart having his way with the Red Devil defense. The first one, a 3-yard touchdown right into the end zone. And then, just as we just saw, about a 6-yard over the head against the Red Devils right into Cortez Stewart's hand for a receiving touchdown.
But you can't ask for that much out of this Red Devil defense. When the offense gets such good field position because your offense is struggling and can't get out of their own end zone, it puts a lot of pressure on the defense, and most defenses can't handle that constant red zone defense.
So Grant Daughtry, he's going to get that extra point good to go. He is now 2 for 2 on those extra points, and that is going to bring the score up to 14-0 in favor of the Mount Vernon Wildcats with 4:46 to go here in the first period of play. If you're just now joining, you're listening to 98.5 WJHI LP Jeffersonville, your home of the Red Devil Network. I'm Blake Beams. I'm with Nate Gardner. He's going to be on color commentary, and the Red Devils already down 2 touchdowns versus this Wildcats team here on homecoming night. There's 4:46 to go here in the first period of play, and some unlucky Red Devil offensive possessions have set up quite the field position for the Wildcats. They both started inside the Red Devil side, the first one on the 35, the second inside the 10, both resulted in touchdowns to Cortez Stewart.
You know, I'd like to see another Kion Stevenson return touchdown if it wouldn't be called back this time.
Yeah, that was quite the run, but like you said, those holding in that all the way on the other side, on the Red Devil side of the field. So it's kind of a waste of energy as well. But you did mention it did bring a little bit of momentum and probably some hype towards the team to see him run all that way. But getting it called back, that might hurt just as much. So sending this one away for the Wildcats. Once again, Grant Daughtry, he is 2 for 2 on his extra points. He had a nice first punt. He got it all the way to the 10. Stevenson got a touchdown returned back as it was holding on the Red Devils. We'll see what's going to go down here. Don Starling and Kion Stevenson, they're at the 11 and 10 respectfully. Here is the send away from the Wildcats, and this one is going to be a bit of a squib kick to the Red Devils. It's going to be retained quite nicely. Good field position for the Red Devils. They're going to start at about the 42-yard line in their own territory. Say that was a better start than that first drive, or second drive, I guess you could say, that they had, as that holding brought them all the way back to the 10-yard line in their own territory. And now they still are in their territory, but now you're at the 42-yard line. A lot better start. Maybe get it over that midfield, maybe take it in for your first score of the game.
And that was a heads-up play there by senior Kyle Schultz to make sure he kept his head up and got that ball on a tricky kick there by Daughtry.
So Coca-Cola slotted in at quarterback. He's going to be in the shotgun formation for the Red Devils. This one handed off to Brandon Harris, who's going to get stuffed in a major loss of yards here for the Red Devils. Quite the rush by that Mount Vernon defensive line who read the eyes of the quarterback perfectly. And that's going to send the Red Devils back. Probably going to bring up about a 2nd and 13, if I had to say.
And that's tough to get to basically force this Red Devils team to pass the ball with these consecutive running stops. We'll see if the Red Devils will be able to respond.
Well, the Red Devils are at the 41-yard line, still in their own territory, so they're only going to give them a loss of 1. 2nd and long is what we're looking at here. Kokola's going to go over the middle. It is way short to Brandon Curl. He was the intended target. He had quite the defense on him. Great play there by Caleb Tyus to keep Curl under wraps. And so that's going to bring up 3rd and long once again for the Red Devils. Hopefully not another punt here on this drive. 4:01 to go here in the first period of play. 14-0 Wildcats lead your Jeffersonville Red Devils. Red Devils on their 3rd offensive drive of the game. They're currently at 3rd and 12 at their own 41-yard line. Here's a snap to Kokola. Kokola, he's looking to pass. He's going to go over the middle once again, and it will be nearly picked off, but dropped there by the Wildcats. That one, Jacob Swartz almost had that for Mount Vernon. It looks like the Red Devils are going to have to punt once more, as Ethan Phillips does come out onto the field for Jeffersonville. It's going to be the 3rd consecutive offensive drive for the Red Devils where there was no score. 14-0 Mount Vernon is currently your score.
And one thing interesting I'd like to comment out on here, it looks like Kokola is the long snapper for the Red Devils here.
You're calling fake play, aren't you?
No, I just think that's what the Red Devils line up in all the time. Kokola was the long snapper last season as well.
So here it is to Ethan Phillips. He's going to send it away from the 30-yard line. It's going to get to about the 32 into Mount Vernon territory. It's going to take a very generous bounce all the way up to about the 23-yard line into Mount Vernon territory. The best starting position for the Red Devils that they've gotten against Mount Vernon so far. So the Wildcats are going to be taking it from their own 23-yard line. They started inside the 50 on both of their other drives. First one on the 35, the other on the 10. Both resulted in touchdowns, both to Cortez Stewart. He got 1 rushing, that was a 3-yard, and then he got another passing, and that was right over the middle of the defense for a 6-yard touchdown.
And I feel like this drive right here will be telling about this Red Devils defense here and see if they can stop this team right here.
So here's Nico Burnett. He's going to hand it off once again to Cortez Stewart. Stewart's going to break a few mans. There's the first down easily. He's all the way up to the 44-yard line. Not quite into Red Devil territory just yet, but quite the run there that time by Cortez Stewart, who is having his way with this Red Devil defense. 2 touchdowns, quite the amount of yards. Probably place him around 70 already.
If the run works, keep running, and it's been working.
So 3:37 to go here in the first period of play. 14-0 Mount Vernon is your score. Make sure you stay tuned in till halftime as we reveal your Jeffersonville 2022-2023 football homecoming king and queen. Here is the snap to Nico Burnett. He's back in shotgun. He's going to take it himself. A QB draw right up the middle. He's going to find his way towards the right side of the field. Give him a few yards. Definitely not enough to move the sticks. He's still going to be in Mount Vernon territory. The Red Devils held the nice run there. They haven't been able to stop Cortez Stewart so far, so it's probably quite the break getting Nico Burnett to take the few, and that's going to bring up 2nd and about 6 for the Wildcats.
Will the Red Devils be able to respond to this stout offensive running attack by the Wildcats here?
So 2nd and 7, here is Nico Burnett. He's going to hand it off to Cortez Stewart. Nice block there from the quarterback. He's going to be brought down. Quite the tackle there by the Red Devils. Who was that? That was Ray-Jean Laird, the sophomore. The multi-sport athlete, Ray-Jean Laird, coming in at 6'3". He has got the length, and he was able to bring down Cortez Stewart. Really the first time the Red Devils have stopped him this game.
And Ray-Jean, who broke out on this football team near the end of the season on offense for the Red Devils, has been making some great plays on defense so far this season.
So that's going to bring up 3rd down here. 3rd and 7, here's Nico Burnett. Here is the snap. He's going to go to Red Devil territory, and it's going to be complete that time to Jackson Clowers, who has 2 returns so far, got quite a bit of yards there, and he's going to end up moving the sticks on that reception, given to about the 44-yard line into Red Devil territory, and that's going to be a 1st down for the Wildcats. Nico Burnett receiving calls from that Mount Vernon sideline. Luke Messmer, head coach, making his presence known. He won last year versus the Red Devils as well. Here is the snap. He's going to get it off to Stewart, Cortez Stewart. He evades another man. He's already moving the sticks, and he is still up. He's only got one more man to break for the end zone, and he is going to drag him down just enough. Are the Red Devils. Stevenson was able to get just a bit of him, and he's going to go down well inside the Red Devil 20, but not quite to the 10 yet. So another first down for Cortez Stewart in this Mount Vernon lineup, and they're going to move up inside the 20-yard line. Not quite first and goal, but they're out 2 yards away.
Oh, man. This Red Devils team so far, I wanted to give them the chance to message back when they had a far way to go on defense, but they've let this offense run on them.
So they're going to spot him at the 10, so it is going to be first and goal. Here is the snap to Cortez Stewart. Stewart, he's going to trip up and still get 2 yards there. It's going to bring up second and goal here for the Wildcats. That formation of the shotgun with 3 to his right, 1 to his left. He still opted to give it up to Cortez Stewart, who made something work. So it is now second and goal for the Mount Vernon Wildcats. 1:28 and counting here in the first period of play. 14-0 Mount Vernon is currently your score as they lead the Red Devils. 2 to his left, 2 to his right, back in shotgun for Burnett. Back there with him is going to be Cortez Stewart. So he's going to evade one-man Burnett. He is going to get into the end zone. A rushing touchdown there by the quarterback, Nico Burnett. So an already 3-touchdown lead for the Mount Vernon Wildcats. Give 2 of them to Cortez Stewart, and then 1 right there to Nico Burnett, who's going to take it in for an 8-yard rushing touchdown.
And one thing I'd like to comment on real quickly, we will have a special guest at halftime here. Newly graduated Lily Fondrisi and the former homecoming queen. And the kick by Daughtry is good, and the Wildcats will take a 21-0 lead with 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining in the first quarter here.
So that extra point is good, like you just mentioned, Nate. That's going to make Doherty 3 for 3 there. So 3 touchdowns, 3 good extra points here from the Wildcats. A quick 21-0 lead in the first period of play for the Mount Vernon Wildcats. The Red Devils not looking astounding so far, but you can always rebound. It's just the first period of play. Let's see what this Red Devil offense could do heading into the second quarter.
Blake, these Wildcats are on pace to make this game 84-0.
84-0? 21-40? Yeah, I guess you're right. I was going to double check your math, but
you can trust me, Blake.
Yeah, I'll trust you. Yeah. I'm not the greatest mathematician, but like sometimes I can see yard markers on a football field, so sometimes, not always.
That's why we're up here in the booth and not in the classroom doing our math homework.
I wouldn't say that. Don't call me out here, all right? See, I got a low profile to hang around, all right? So here is going to be the send away here for the Mount Vernon Wildcats. It's going to be, once again, away from the 40 to Don Starling and Kion Stevenson. They are on the 13 and 10, respectively, here. So Doherty, he's going to be the one sending it away. He's 3 for 3 on extra points so far. He hasn't had to punt it away at all yet. He's had to kick off 3 times. Here's going to be the third one. It is off. It's going to be another short kick, this time to the 35-yard line for the Red Devils, that time retained by Devontae Bailey, who's just going to wave him off. So he's going to start in the Red Devils at the 35-yard line in their own territory. So if you're just now joining, you're listening to 98.5 WJHI-LP Jeffersonville, your home of the Red Devil Network. I am Blake Beams with Nate Gardner. He's on color commentary, and your Red Devils live from Blair Field on homecoming night are taking on the Mount Vernon Wildcats. It's currently 21-0 in favor of the Wildcats with 1:07 to go here in the first period of play. They're 3 for 3 on offensive drives. The Red Devils yet to score, but here they go on their 4th offensive drive. Nicola, he's back in the shotgun, 2 to his right, 1 to his left. Back there is going to be Brandon Harris with him, and that was actually Zion Mansfield. There are flags everywhere on the play. It looks like the ball got taken away by Mount Vernon, but I guess we're going to see what the ruling is here. There is a flag on the field.
And that doesn't even look like a fumble there by Mansfield. It kind of looks like the ball was just taken out of his hands. And it looks like the Wildcats will take possession here. Wow.
So Zion Mansfield's going to lose that ball there, and the Red Devils are going to have a turnover on that one. So Mount Vernon's going to take over this ball well inside the Red Devil territory. Here comes quarterback Nico Burnett, of course, back there with him is going to be Cortez Stewart back in shotgun. He is through to his left, one to his right. They're starting from the 24-yard line in Red Devil territory back in shotgun. He's going to go for the pass here. Great blocking here by Stewart. And if it was just a bit shorter, the Red Devils would have been able to pick that off. That would have been Kion Stevenson, but nothing there. So the Red Devils are going to bring up second down for this Wildcats team. Second and 10, 24-yard line in Red Devil territory.
And if I were the Red Devils here, while this has been a tough start, just get those stops. Try your hardest to turn this around here.
So here's the snap. It's going to be handed off to Stewart once again. Stewart's going to run over one man. He's going to be able to move the chains just a little bit more, and he's going to get a nice push off from his other teammates to get just a few more extra yards there for the Wildcats. It's going to bring up first down for Mount Vernon. And it's not going to be quite first and goal, but they are nearly there as the chains are being moved up to the 11-yard line in Red Devil territory for the Wildcats. And the clock is stopped. I guess we might have just seen a timeout. Yes, it's going to be a timeout here. So that's going to be the first of the game for either side. I believe this one is going to go against Mount Vernon. So Messmer decides to take his first timeout of the game. The Red Devils looking to regroup, as do the Wildcats. They only have 30 seconds. Oh, it's going to wind down here. So they must just be wanting to let this clock wind down to a stop momentarily. So it looks like we're going to be entering the second quarter here as both teams move down their respective side of the field. 21-0. Mount Vernon is currently leading on the Red Devils. Up 3 touchdowns, 3 for 3 on extra points. This Wildcats team having a near perfect game.
Yeah, they've made the stops they need to on defense. There hasn't been a turnover until recently by the Red Devils, but just has been a tough game for the Red Devils to move the ball and stop this stout rushing offense here.
So if you're just now joining, you're listening to 98.5 WJHI LP Jeffersonville, your home of the Red Devil Network. I'm Blake Beams with Nate Gardner. He's on color commentary, and live from Blair Field, the Red Devils are taking on the Mount Vernon Wildcats live on homecoming night. Score is currently 21-0 in favor of the Wildcats. 3 touchdowns here, 2 of them to Cortez Stewart. 1 of them was a rush from the quarterback, Burnett. He took that one 8 yards. Stewart had a 6-yard receiving, of course, off the hands of Burnett. And he also took it in for 3 yards for the first score of the game for the Wildcats as we enter the second quarter. The Red Devils, as we just mentioned, yet to put points up on the board. I'm sure they're looking to change that entering this period. Make sure you stay tuned in till the halftime period as well as we crown a brand new homecoming king and queen for the 2022 football season. Lily Fondrisi, former WJHI member, quite frequent collaborator with the Red Devils as well. She's worked for places like Bellarmine, and she's currently going to school other places, and she's making great work. She's going to be joining us for an interview at halftime. So, entering second period, here we are, 21-0, 3 touchdowns for the Mount Vernon Wildcats. They are up against the Red Devils, and they're going to be first and 10 at the 12-yard line into Red Devil territory. Sides of the field has switched. We'll see if that affects anything. The rushing game for the Wildcats has been unstoppable so far.
Not just that. I mean, we haven't really seen the passing game, but almost everything except for passing has been unstoppable so far.
So Nico Burnett, here he is in the shotgun, 1 to his left, 3 to his right. The man back there, of course, who else other than Cortez Stewart. The Red Devils are going to have a blitz, and it's going to be a screen pass and a great tackle there by Luke Elliott, who manages to knock that ball loose. It's going to be ruled an incomplete pass, so no fumble there, but quite the tackle by Luke Elliott. It's going to be a gain of nothing, and it's going to bring up 2nd and 11 at the 11-yard, or 2nd and 10 at the 11-yard line into Red Devil territory.
And that was a great play there by Luke Elliott there, being able to read that RPO bubble right there and just be able to hit as the ball is getting there, get the ball out of his hands, and make it second down here.
So Burnett's going to take the snap, and he's going to hand it off to Stewart. Stewart's not going to get anywhere. A great stop there from the Red Devils. The Red Devils finally showing some signs of life. That's going to bring up 3rd and 9. The Red Devils are looking to end this Mount Vernon scoring streak. 3rd and 10 is what you're looking at the 12-yard line in Red Devil territory. Bless you, Nate Gardner. 11:30 and counting here. 21-0 Wildcats is currently your score. 3rd and 11. Here he is back in shotgun. It's Nico Burnett. Cortez Stewart's right behind him. He's going to be passing up the middle, and the Red Devils are going to stop, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. Jeffersonville finally able to force a 4th down against the Wildcats, and we're going to see what Coach Messmeyer wants to go with here. Coach Messmer, pardon me. Coach Messmer, let's see if he wants to kick a field goal, maybe go for it once again. You're quite down in the Red Devil territory.
It looks like his quarterback is off the field, and they will go for a field goal here. They're up so much. I know you want to get the extra points on the board, but just a field goal here is good enough for them.
So this one is going to be about from the 14-yard line. It's blocked by the Red Devils. Luke Elliott, it's blocked. The Red Devils got the ball. Kyle Stevenson was able to grab that one. He's not going to get very far, but this Red Devil team is going to be showing signs of life going into this next offensive possession as Luke Elliott blocks that punt before it even left the ground.
And it looks like there was a little confusion on that play after the ball was blocked. It seems like the Red Devils were waiting for the ball to be blown dead. Of course, they were waiting for their possession, but there was a little confusion. That could have been run all the way back, but only run back for about a 20 to 30-yard return there. And the Red Devils will get possession without the Wildcats scoring.
So the Red Devils are at their 27-yard line here. It is currently 1st down. A fresh new offensive drive here for Jeffersonville. It's going to be Jake Kokola back here. 1 man to his right, 3 men to his left. It's going to be the tight end, Devontae Bailey, and the slot. It's going to be picked off by the Wildcats. It's going to be a pick 6 there by Mount Vernon. That one taken in by what looked like Jackson Clowers. So that's going to be another trip to the end zone here for the Mount Vernon Wildcats. And that was not Clowers. That was his number buddy right beside him, number 81, Hunter Pedrati. So that's going to be a pick 6. An interception from Jake Kokola is going to lead to another touchdown for the Mount Vernon Wildcats. It's going to bring up 27-0 before the extra point.
Well, I think these Wildcats are okay with that blocked field goal now. I'd say so, with getting the touchdown on the board now.
So that's going to be brought back for about a 24-yard pick 6 here. The extra point is not going to be blocked that time.
It is now a 28-0 ball game. 10 minutes and 24 seconds remaining in the first half here at Blair Field in Jeffersonville, Indiana, your home of the Jeffersonville Red Devils.
So that extra point, as we just mentioned, is going to be good. He is going to be 4 for 4 entering the second period. 28-0 Mount Vernon is your score against the Red Devils. They lead. 10:24 to go here in the second period of play. Red Devils are going to be getting this ball back here. Unfortunately, Kokola ended up throwing an interception that was taken back for a pick 6. So let's see if the Red Devils can recoup off an excellent defensive possession. They played very well on that. They blocked that punt, as we mentioned, and then that just unfortunately led to that pick. And now the Red Devils got another chance to reset. It's only the second quarter. You got to come back somehow. We're going to see what the Red Devil offense is going to look forward to here on this drive.
And the one thing with this offense, I wouldn't necessarily blame Jake Kokola, as he was thrusted into a tough situation. Of course, Nick Schindler going down, who had the starting job and did pretty well for the Red Devils. Kokola, who hadn't played quarterback in a good year, being thrusted upon the number 1 QB spot. Let's see what Kokola can bounce off back for these Red Devils.
So Stevenson and Starling back there for the Red Devils are on the 13 and 12 respectively in their own territory. This one is going to be sent away here by the Wildcats. A nice kick. It's going to go towards Stevenson inside the 20. He gets that ball. Nice block from Starling. He's not going to get too far, however, as Stevenson gets pushed back to about the 20-yard line into Red Devil territory, and that's where the Red Devils will be starting.
And that wasn't a bad return there, as if it would have gone in the end zone, it would have got them out to that area anyways. So let's see if this Red Devils team can march down and get at least something on the board here before the end of this half here.
So 28-0 Wildcats is currently your score. They were 3 for 4 on offensive possessions, then they were able to snag a pick 6 as well, so that's going to put them up 4 touchdowns here. They're also 4 for 4 on extra points. Pedrati's the one with that 24-yard pick 6 just a moment ago. So this defense is going to come right back out onto the field. I'm sure they're feeling themselves at the moment. We'll see how the Red Devil offense retaliates. It's going to be Coca-Cola back in the shotgun with Brandon Harris. He's right behind him. 3 to his right, 1 to his left. The man in the slot is going to be Don Starling. That's quite the big slot receiver. Normally you see DeMonte Brown, the senior, in that slot formation. Instead, he's going to be closer to the Red Devil line, and Brandon Curl is going to be the man at the very edge of that right side. So here is Coca-Cola. He is lined up at the 23-yard line in Red Devil territory. Handed off to Brandon Harris. Harris won't get much, but he's going to get just a few. That's going to bring up second down regardless for the Red Devils. Maybe give him about 2 or 3 yards there.
And one thing with this Mount Vernon team so far that I've been able to notice from their defensive front here is they've been pretty good at stopping the run with only 3 down linemen. A 3-4 defense, and they've been able to execute.
So here's Coca-Cola once again. He's going to be running with the same formation with his 3 to his right and a 1 to his left. It's going to be handed off to Brandon Harris. Harris isn't going to get much. Ran right into a Mount Vernon lineman. It looks like he was still getting blocked as well. Brandon Harris just looked like he tried to bounce off one of his men there, then ended up falling down. So that's going to bring up third down for the Red Devils. They're going to plan them at a 3rd and 5 at their own 27-yard line.
I would say pass the ball, but it's been pretty tough for the Red Devils in the passing lanes here. But give it to Starling, give it to Curl. Let them move with the ball and see if they can gain some momentum here.
And it looks like Phillips is going to come here. Ethan Phillips is going to come out here to fill up that center role. Just a moment ago, it was Aiden Kern who just trotted off the field. Maybe get him off for a few plays. Get him a water break, get him some rest. As Jacob Coca-Cola is going to be lined up back in the shotgun once more. 3 to his right, 1 to his left. Brown is going to be closest to the line. Of course, Starling in slot, and Curl all the way to the right. Let's see the snap here. Here's Coca-Cola. He's back in shotgun. Here we are. It's going to be off to his man. It's going to be complete. That one towards Dawson Slaughter, the 5'7" senior. It's not going to be much of a gain there, but it is going to be enough to move the sticks. The Red Devils a first down here, just inches and inches closer towards that first score of the game.
And I imagine even if the Red Devils weren't able to convert there, they may have even gone for the 4th down attempt there as they're down 28-0. And the ball is snapped and given to Brandon Harris here for a gain of about 2.
It looks like Harris is not going to get much there. It's going to bring up second down for the Red Devils. We'll see if they can rebound off of that unfortunate run right there. You know, they just got that first down. That was a good run. You know, you're at 3rd and 5. You got a nice 6-yard run, as we just mentioned. Well, 6-yard pass, that one to Dawson Slaughter. And they were able to move the sticks. So it did bring up that second down. But we'll see if the Red Devils are able to continue that.
The tough thing with these Red Devils out here is, it looks like the ball's being moving a little bit further.
Yeah, we might have missed the flag maybe, because this is all the way onto the Mount Vernon side. So it's going to be inside the Mount Vernon 50. This is a lot of life here for the Red Devils.
Yeah, I didn't see that penalty, but by how much it's moving, I'm guessing one of the Mount Vernon players after that may have said some choice words to a Red Devil player there.
So at the 48-yard line, now in Mount Vernon territory, the Red Devils showing some signs of life, and Brandon Harris gets stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Probably lost a few yards there. We're going to see what the official ruling is in just a moment. Either way, it's going to bring up second down for the Red Devils.
Red Devils need to run it outside here. They keep on trying to bring it inside with Harris, and this Mount Vernon Wildcats team is not allowing anything.
So, 2 to his left, 2 to his right in shotgun for Coca-Cola. Brandon Harris is behind him. He's going to try back. There's a man coming in, quite the pressure. It's going to be over the middle towards Brandon Harris, and Harris isn't going to get anything there. So it's going to be an incomplete pass that time intended for Brandon Harris.
Yeah, and that's a tough one there. Even if Harris caught there, it was a short pass, and it may have only made it a more manageable downage there.
So the Red Devils are going to be sent back to their own, not to their own, but into Mount Vernon's 48-yard line. Here is the snap. Here's Coca-Cola. He is running all the way back again. Say if he got sacked, that'd be a major loss. That time intended for Don Starling. It would have gotten right just enough for the first down, but it's going to fall just short, incomplete. So that's going to bring up 4th and long for the Red Devils as Ethan Phillips and the punting unit comes out for Jeffersonville. They are going to be sending it away in Mount Vernon territory this time. We're going to see where Phillips sends it.
And you don't blame the throw right there on Coca-Cola, as he received pretty quick pressure there as his offensive line gave up a little bit too much there, and he wasn't able to get the ball far enough, as Brandon Starling was wide open there and could have easily received the first down. Ethan Phillips with the punt. It goes over his head. Ethan Phillips, let's see if he can recover, and he falls down at the 15-yard line. Another great field position to start for these Wildcats. Wow.
Yeah.
Tough break on tough break on tough break.
Yeah, the Wildcats, they were well into their own territory. Thought that was going to go way downfield for them, but instead it's going to go the opposite direction, and the Red Devils are going to end up losing this ball. It's going to go all the way down to the, I want to say, what, the 20, give them about, 21-yard line in Red Devil territory for the Wildcats. Their offense isn't even on the field at the moment. I guess they want to kind of talk things over, try to get little things into a bow.
And they are on defense here, as that was a punt play.
Starting from the 21-yard line, it's going to be the Mount Vernon Wildcats well into Red Devil territory. 28-0 is currently the score with 7:42 to go here in the second period of play. Back there, of course, is going to be the quarterback, Nico Burnett, who took one in earlier for a rushing touchdown. He's also got one over the head of the Red Devil line to Cortez Stewart. So he's got a passing and a rushing touchdown there. And Stewart's going to get this ball once more, taken down by that Red Devil line, maybe give him a yard or two. It's going to be inside the red zone. So this will be a 2nd and goal opportunity here for the Mount Vernon Wildcats. Probably place them at about the 6-yard line.
And one thing I'd like to give credit to on the Red Devils here, I know it's hard to give credit on a punt like that as it didn't get off. I'd like to give credit to Ethan Phillips there, who was able to fall down and made the smart football decision to not try to get too much.
And the quarterback, Burnett, for the Wildcats nearly got a Red Devil lineman to jump there. But no flag was thrown, so here is the snap. Now there's a flag. It looks like it's going to be movement on the Wildcat side. I saw the offsides motion, and yes, it is going to go against the Wildcats. So they're going to be sent back quite a few yards here. Good break there for the Red Devils, so it's going to remain a 2nd down. But it will not be 2nd and goal. Now you're going to get pushed quite the way back.
And we have seen the Red Devils make a stop in the end zone. But after that, the next play after their stop in the blocked field goal, there was a pick 6. Let's see if the Red Devils can stop and score here.
So 6:34 and counting to go here. Here are the Wildcats. Burnett's going to throw this one over. He's not, he nearly stayed in there. That one was intended towards Caleb Tyus, and he did manage to get quite the gain here. Back to a 3rd and goal now for the Wildcats. Another opportunity to score here for Mount Vernon. So the Red Devils need a crucial stop here. Down 4 touchdowns here in the second period of play. You're at 3rd and goal. They're going to be spotted at the 7-yard line. Are the Wildcats, and Burnett, he's going to be the man, of course, in the shotgun formation with Cortez right next to him. And he's going to end up a QB draw. This one's going to be right in here. Burnett's going to take it in for his 2nd rushing touchdown of the game. quite the game Nico Burnett is having, as he just took it in for a 7-yard rushing touchdown to make this score 34-0 before the extra point.
And man, that is a tough one there, as the Red Devils last season saw a homecoming game that came in their favor at the beginning of it. I believe that was the Seymour game last season. They started hot, and then the Owls were able to come back. Let's see what happens here, as there is a flag on the PAT here. Let's see what is resolved after this.
So it looks like the Wildcats are looking to go 5 for 5 on extra points. What a start that would be for the Mount Vernon Wildcats. We're going to see what this flag was about. I'm still not seeing any movement from either official. Looks like they're going to head over to the Mount Vernon sideline, have a discussion with Coach Messmer.
And they will do a re-kick here. It seems like it was a flag on the Wildcats here, but they give a choice to the Wildcats whether they want to have that enforced on this play or on the kickoff, I believe.
And it looks like they're going to move up just a bit. They really want that 5 for 5 extra point. So attempting to go up 35-0 here for the Wildcats. This extra point is up. This extra point is no good. Just short. Might have been tipped there by a Red Devil. So now 4 for 5 on extra points goes the Wildcats.
And 4 for 5, that is pretty good numbers for a high school kicker. You don't expect a high school kicker to make all of those kicks out there. So if you can get that 4 out of 5 kicks, that is a good ratio you like to see out of your kickers.
So if you're just now joining, you're listening to 98.5 WJHI LP Jeffersonville, your home of the Red Devil Network. I'm Blake Beams with Nate Gardner. He's on color commentary. It's homecoming night, and the Red Devils are currently trailing the Mount Vernon Wildcats 34-0 off of 4 touchdowns here. Well, 5 touchdowns here for the Wildcats so far. 4 for 5 on extra points. That's going to bring them up to that 34 benchmark. Back there, the Red Devils are about to return this ball after the missed extra point there from Mount Vernon. Sending this one away is going to be a Daughtry for the Wildcats. He's going to be getting it down to Stevenson and Don Starling. They're going to be at the 17 and the 11, respectively. You don't normally see quite the gap that big. Coach Parker must be feeling quite the return here as Starling does move up quite a bit. He's going to go up to about the 13-yard line. Of course, way deep into Red Devil territory are the 2 returners. So here is the send away from the Wildcats. Starling, Kion, they are both back there. And here it is. It's going to be quite the kick. Starling looks like he's going to get it. Will this edge? Yes, it will. Towards the end zone for a touchback. Red Devils are going to start at that 25-yard line. Looking to get something going on offense for the first time this game.
Yeah, and the thing that's tough with this game, of course, it's getting the 34 points back against the Wildcats here. But the even tougher thing is trying to keep that motor on your team. Don't get them to give up this early in the game, because it's easy. Once you're down even 3 scores, it's tough to think about winning after that. But this Red Devil team, I know they've got heart and they have a potential here to come back.
So here's Kakola back in the shotgun for the Red Devils. 3 to his left, 1 to his right. Going to hand it off to Brandon Harris. Harris is going to get quite the run. He's going to move the sticks easily, and he's going to take the Red Devils for quite the gain here from the 20 up to the 41. Give him a 21-yard gain for Brandon Harris, the Red Devil running back, finally breaking through in Jeffersonville, showing quite the signs of life here on the offensive side of the ball.
And that was a good momentum starter for that drive. Of course, they're still down, so any momentum you can get your hands on, you want to jump on it if you are the Red Devils.
So here's the snap. Cole is back in shotgun once more. It's 3 to his left, 1 to his right. He's going to get brought down. Quite the pressure there from the Wildcats line. Who was that? I want to say that was number 34, Winston Howell, the linebacker, the sophomore. Quite the play there by one of the underclassmen.
And yet again, as we stated earlier, this this Wildcat team is filled with underclassmen, which you usually do not see in a varsity roster in the high school leagues. But it's been working so far for the Wildcats.
So it's going to be 2nd and 19 here for the Red Devils. 5:23 and counting to go here in the second period of play at the 28-yard line in their own territory. Here's Coca-Cola back in the shotgun. It's snapped, handed off to Harris. Harris is going to get a few more yards here. Nowhere near to the line of scrimmage as that sack moments ago took the Red Devils back nearly 15 whole yards. So that's going to bring up 3rd and long for the Red Devils. We're going to see if they're able to sneak this one out. I'm sure they would love to get a pass off here. Probably not over the middle. There's been a lot of active motion in the Mount Vernon sideline for the defense. There's been a lot of tips. There's been one interception as well. We'll see what the Red Devils want to do here.
Starling to his left, and Coca-Cola throws it to Starling, and Starling catches it, but that will not be enough for a Red Devil first down. Let's see if the Red Devils will go for it here on 4th down.
I mean, yeah, it's like you said, you're going to bring up 4th down here, and do you want to go for it? I mean, you don't got much to lose here at the moment. It looks like the offense is staying on the field.
Starling comes off, but the rest of the offense is coming out there. And number 12, Amarian Tutt, is coming out there to line up to the left of Coca-Cola.
So, Coca-Cola calling for the snap here in just a moment. The man back there with him is going to be Brandon Harris. As you mentioned, Tutt, he's going to be the lone man on his left. He's going to have 3 to his right. DeMonte Brown's in the slot. Curl is to the right of him. Quarterback Coca-Cola getting some lessons from Coach Parker from the sidelines. Momentarily, he's going to go for the snap. And it looks like there's going to be a timeout here called against the Red Devils. It's going to be Coach Parker's first of the half, and I believe the first of the game for either side. So if you're just now joining, you are listening to 98.5 WJHI LP Jeffersonville, your home of the Red Devil Network. I am Blake Beams with Nate Gardner. He is on color commentary. And the Red Devils here in Blair Field, it is homecoming night. They're currently down 34-0 to the Mount Vernon Wildcats. 3:41 to go here in the second period of play. Red Devils are currently on 4th down. We're going to see if they want to go for it. Jacob Coca-Cola, he's the one starting at quarterback for the Red Devils.
And you imagine for this Red Devils team, while behind Coca-Cola, we may not know who would suit up if Coca-Cola were to go down, or they would just like to see someone else out there if they could try and see if they could get some momentum any way possible. Let's see what can happen for these Red Devils here.
So as the huddle breaks, here comes this Red Devil offense back on the field. Smart move there by Coach Parker. It's 4th and 5 at the 45-yard line in your own territory. You got quite the quarterback in Jake Coca-Cola coming out, probably going to line up in the shotgun momentarily. Going to have 3 to his left, 1 to his right. Slaughter's going to be in the slot. DeMonte Brown's next to him, closest to the line. Don Starling, he is back out there on the field. He's close to the sideline for the Red Devils. So here's Coca-Cola. Harris is back there with him. It's the snap in the shotgun. Pressure immediately comes, and it's going to go over to his man, Brandon Curl, who is by himself on the right side, and the sticks are going to move forward for the Red Devils.
Man, it seems like every time I doubt Coca-Cola, he makes one of those plays to show me why he still is a starter for the Red Devils and why Coach Parker will keep him out there, even if he makes a mistake from time to time, which you can expect from any player around this level.
So it's going to be inside the Mount Vernon 50-yard line here. The Red Devils finally making it to the opposing side. Here is the snap momentarily. 3 to his left, 1 to his right for Coca-Cola. It's going to be the same formation. That means Curl is going to be on his right. Curl almost brought down. He evades one man. He's going to be brought down now as it took 3 different Wildcats to get down to 6'3". Coca-Cola, that large frame, wasn't able to hold on for much longer, however. He's going to be brought down for quite the loss, and now back into Red Devil territory. So that's going to bring up 2nd and very, very long here for the Red Devils. They're well behind this line of scrimmage. They may be exactly 20 yards. Actually, yes, they are. It's going to bring up 2nd and 20. 3:02 and counting to go here in the second period of play. 34-0 Wildcats is your score as they lead the Red Devils. The Red Devils currently have the ball here on their own 42-yard line. 2nd and long. There's a flag at about the 41 pre-snap. We're going to see what this official is going to call here. Guessing you're going to see an offsides against the Red Devils. I guess we'll see. Oh.
That was an offsides there on Mount Vernon, which gives the Red Devils a bit of that sack yardage back there, which hopefully is a good thing for the Red Devils, being able to have a little bit more manageable field position here.
Yeah, now they get to repeat that second down, and they get quite a bit of yardage, as you just mentioned, Nate. So it's going to be second and long still, but the Red Devils move up 5 yards here. Here is Kakola. He's back in the shotgun, and he's going to go deep towards his left. It's Don Starling. Of course he's going to get it. Get past the line of scrimmage. Evades one man, sends him out of bounds, but it's still going to bring up third down. However, it is going to be back into Mount Vernon territory. Don Starling brings it in for the Red Devils. It's going to bring up third and about 6 here for Jeffersonville.
Very good play there by Starling. Just got open and got the ball and made a good play.
So now it's going to be 2 to his left, 2 to his right here for Kakola. Slaughter and Curl are on his right. It's going to be Starling lined up at far left, and this one's going to be just short too. It looked like, yes, that was going to be Dawson Slaughter. So just short. It's going to be brought up. And that was actually DeMonte Brown. So is Dawson Slaughter on the left side. Whether or not that was going to be incomplete here for the Red Devils, and that's going to bring up fourth down, 4th and 4 more specifically, on the Mount Vernon 42-yard line.
And Blake, I would like to comment on some good sportsmanship out there on the field. Grant Lipp, the Mount Vernon Wildcats player, helping up the Red Devils.
Always good to see, like you mentioned, sportsmanship on this side of the field, especially when you're coming into Blair Field. And so this one's going to be an attempted 4th down conversion, and Don Starling left up to get it. However, there were 3 Wildcats waiting for him, and he's not going to be able to come down with that completion. So that is going to be a turnover on downs here for the Red Devils, and the Wildcats are going to take this one at their own 42-yard line. A turnover on downs for the Red Devils, their first of the game. And so Mount Vernon looks to get one more score in before the end of this half. 1:53 to go here in the second period of play. Make sure you stay tuned until halftime as Nate and I get set to interview former WJHI member Lily Fondrisi. We catch up with her on some extracurricular stuff she's been working on, especially in the radio department all throughout Southern Indiana and even Kentucky as well. She just worked with Bellarmine this morning. We're going to ask her about stuff like that. So make sure you stay tuned in for the former Red Devil alumni as well as WJHI. So now here is in the shotgun. This one is going to be for Nico Burnett, the quarterback, and he's going to hand it off to Cortez that time, and Cortez is going to get a nice gain there, maybe give him about 6 yards, so it's going to bring up about a 2nd and 4 here for the Wildcats.
And if you are the Wildcats here, you'd imagine they want to just get another touchdown here, which in high school, I believe 40 points would make the clock continue to run.
So now that completion is going to be good. He's going to force his way to the first down, that time to Caleb Tyus. Great catch there by the receiver. The junior receiver coming in at 6 foot, 166. He manages to move the sticks into Red Devil territory. Minute 24 to go here in the second period of play. Clock is currently stopped as he made his way out of bounds. 34-0 Mount Vernon is currently your score. Out there on the field right now for the Wildcats is going to be Nico Burnett. He's going to be the one lined up in quarterback. Right behind him, Cortez Stewart, who himself has 2 touchdowns so far this game. And this one's going to be over the middle once again. Not to Stewart, that time to Chance Brock, the sophomore. And he's going to not lose any yards here, but he is not going to get that first down marker. It's going to bring up 2nd down, give him about 2nd and 7 here for the Wildcats. 1:08 to go, and the clock continues to count down. On the Red Devil 42-yard line, it's going to end up being 2nd and 6. Here is Burnett. He's going to be chased down by the Red Devils. And we're going to see if this pass complete. It is not. That intended target, that was going towards Hunter Pedrati, who had a pick 6 earlier in the game, who picked off Jake Kakola, managed to take it all the way back for about a 24-yard pick 6.
And even though that was an incomplete that was an incomplete pass, if that was completed, it may have only got them to the original line of scrimmage there.
So here are the Wildcats once more. Burnett is lined up back in shotgun. Back there with him is going to be Cortez Stewart. He has 2 to his right. He has 2 to his left. And he is not going to opt to pass. He's going to opt to take it himself. He's going to beat one Red Devil defender, give him another. He's going to juke one. He's going to get all the way down to the 24-yard line, still in Red Devil territory. Nice run there by the quarterback, Burnett, who has already managed to sneak in 2 quarterback rushing touchdowns so far this game. Sure, he'd love to add a third as he moves the sticks. It's going to bring up to the 24-yard line into Red Devil territory.
There will be a timeout here called by Mount Vernon. It looks like they are planning on getting some points on the board as this half is about to come to close. 45 seconds remaining here in Blairfield in this half. 34-0. You're listening to 98.5 WJHI, home of the Red Devil Network. I'm Nate Gardner, joined by Blake Beams here tonight, having a good production here so far, led by Tim Dinch, the master of all. I'm sure he'll like hearing that.
So it's going to be the first time out of the game here from Luke Messmer, the head coach for the Mount Vernon Wildcats. He's had himself quite the game, especially his whole team. We're going to see if they continue to dominate here in this first half of play. They're currently up 34-0 on the Red Devils at the moment. So Coach Messmer is liking what he is seeing, but as we just mentioned, he's going to take that first touchdown. 45 seconds to go here in the second period of play. Clock is stopped. 34-0. Mount Vernon is going to be the score. Burnett is back there in quarterback. With him is going to be Cortez Stewart, who has a pair of one rushing touchdown, one receiving, a pair of total touchdowns. So here is the snap to Burnett. Burnett's going to hand it off to Stewart. Stewart's getting nowhere. He drug a Red Devil lineman there. He's not going to get much, but an impressive feat of strength there from the running back, Stewart.
Interesting running play after that timeout. That's all they came up with?
I mean, you're not always going to get what you want, I guess, but, I mean, he drug a few yards with him, so, I mean, I'm sure if they found one hole, they might have been able to take that one all the way, but alas, nothing there. Now it looks like Mount Vernon's going to take another timeout here. So back-to-back timeouts here from Coach Luke Messmer and the Wildcats. It's going to bring up their second of the half here. 35 seconds to go here in this first half. 34-0 Wildcats is currently your score. They also have the lead. 2nd and 7 is what it's going to be looking like at the 23-yard line in Red Devil territory. We just said the second timeout of the half called here by Coach Luke Messmer and the Wildcats. They get ready to trot back out onto the field. The Red Devils defense is looking to get one more stop before this half and try to put some points up on the board in the second. So here come the Mount Vernon offense. It's going to be, of course, Cortez Stewart. He's going to be back there with Nico Burnett. Burnett, the quarterback, has had himself quite the game, as well as Cortez.
And I don't know if you have noticed so far, Burnett has been playing both sides so far for this team. And he's been making plays on the defense as well.
Glad you pointed that out. I haven't been able to see him quite yet on defense. So a quarterback and I'm guessing a defensive back.
I believe he was at safety.
Safety, okay. So here is the snap. This one is going to go quite the ways. He's going to shove him in off him. That one's going to be Jacob Swartz for the Wildcats. There's going to be a flag on the play here inside the 10-yard line. That's exactly where Swartz got as well. We're going to see what is rolled here by tonight's officials.
And a good play there by Swartz. We will see who the flag is on here.
Still nothing gone off here. I believe that ball is coming back, however, so it looks like the Wildcats are going to be sent back just a little here on a penalty. I'm guessing you're going to see holding. I didn't see many people down there where that flag went down. There are a few receivers and a few backs. Maybe, like you said, some words. Maybe someone was illegally hit out of bounds. I'm not quite sure, but this is going to be headed towards, or I guess in favor of the Red Devils, as the Wildcats are going to take that penalty and be sent back quite the amount of yards here.
And the good thing about that play, of course the Red Devils don't get a point on the board. They don't get points on the board, but they're able to stop this team and hopefully don't let them get any more points on the board going into halftime and hopefully not have the running clock in the second half.
So repeat second down here, 2nd and 7 for Mount Vernon. They are going to go quite deep towards the end zone. Is it going to be rolled complete? It looks like he's going to fall just out of bounds for the Wildcats. So no touchdown there. But Mount Vernon, what a pass there. That time by Nico Burnett. However, it's going to be just a little overthrown as it was falling out of bounds. I believe that was intended for Jacob Swartz once again.
That was a close one there. Obviously, it goes in favor of the Red Devils there. but I would have not been surprised if it was ruled either way there.
So 24 seconds to go here in the second period of play. It's going to bring up 3rd and 4 for the Wildcats. 23 seconds to go here. 34-0 Wildcats lead the Red Devils here on homecoming night. They're currently at the 18-yard line in Red Devil territory. Only need 4 to move the chains, but you also only got 24 seconds to make a few plays and get into that end zone. Let's see what the Wildcats are looking for. Back there, Burnett. He is with Stewart. And the shotgun, here is the snap. It's going to be handed off to Stewart. Stewart's going to break another tackle. He's going to get into the end zone. The 3rd touchdown of the game for the running back, Cortez Stewart. He has 1 receiving, and just now he just took it in for 18 yards for his 2nd rushing touchdown of the game.
And right now, correct me if I'm wrong, Blake, but the clock will run going into the second half here.
Yeah, I believe it's a 35 point lead in Indiana high school football that keeps the clock running. I know the clock will be running either way now, however, as the Wildcats now go up 40-0 as the extra point is attempted, and the extra point is going to be through the sticks and good. So an 18-yard rushing touchdown there from the running back, Cortez Stewart. The extra point was good from kicker Grant Daughtry, so that's going to be 5 for 6 for him on the night from the extra points. That's going to advance this lead to 41-0 in favor of the Wildcats. 20 seconds to go here in the first half of play. The Red Devils got a touchdown called back earlier as Kion Stevenson took it all the way from the 10-yard line on a kickoff, but as we just mentioned, it was called back on a holding penalty against the Red Devils. So that would have been the only score of the game so far for Jeffersonville. All the momentum kind of swung back towards Mount Vernon once that happened.
Yeah, and Blake, I have the official information here. Beginning with the second half of any high school football game, when the point differential between teams is at or reaches 35 points, the game clock shall convert to a running clock. And a running clock, if you guys are not aware, is defined as a clock that does not stop during play with the exception of timeouts, scores, and or injuries.
So there it is, like you just mentioned, Nate. It's 35-point lead. That's what it was, right? Yep, so 35-point lead for a running clock here in Southern Indiana high school football. So 41-0 Mount Vernon is currently your score. 20 seconds to go here in the second period of play. The Wildcats will be sending it away from the 40 to the Red Devils, who have Don Starling and Kion Stevenson both positioned at the 12 in their own territory. Here is the kickoff. This one's going to be sent away. This one's going to be landing in the hands of Stevenson, maybe, or is he just going to let it drop? He really fumbles the ball. He's just going to lay up on top of it. Smart move there by Stevenson. It's going to be at the 21-yard line in Red Devil territory. They got 79 yards to go. Can the Red Devils sneak in a score before the end of this first half?
You know, you'd hope they could, but and it would be a great way to not start the second half with that running clock, but it's a tough multiple yard play that they'd have to come up with here.
Yeah, you're going to need either one giant Hail Mary. I can't see us going for that. I don't really see the point in it. Or you're just going to need to advance this ball as quick as you can. You know, you just mentioned it. You got a running clock. How are you going to manage to stop this? You can't go out of bounds. Even that doesn't do anything. So you just got to kind of bolt up the field. I wouldn't be expecting a score here, but I guess anything is possible, and we'll see what we can from the Red Devils.
There'll be a timeout here by Mount Vernon. And I actually believe the Red Devils have 2 timeouts in their pockets still in this game. So 17 seconds, maybe they'll be able to make a few short plays, use those timeouts, and since the mercy rule only applies to the second half of the game, they will be able to go out of bounds and stop the clock here with 20 seconds remaining.
Good catch. I wasn't thinking about the second half rule like you mentioned. So yeah, I guess that does increase the likelihood for the Red Devils to maybe take it an extra few more yards into this halftime period. And like you just said, 3 timeouts there for Mount Vernon. That was going to be their last. And yes, the Red Devils do have 2 left to go in this first half. So if necessary, I'm sure Coach Parker will hesitate to pull those out. So 41-0 Wildcats is your score. They lead the Red Devils. 17 seconds to go here in the second period of play. At the Red Devils' own 21-yard line. They got 79 to go for their only score of the game. We're going to see if the Red Devils look for that touchdown. Here is Jacob Picola. He is back in shotgun. He's going to hand it off to Brandon Harris. Harris, he's going to break one tackle. He's going to get brought down by the next. that line suffocating from the Wildcats. He's probably going to get about 3 yards there. So 2nd and 7 here for Jeffersonville.
Well, after that, I think the Red Devils are looking to go into the second half here, and they are trotting off the field here. As we end the half here in Blair Field, the score 41-0, led by the Mount Vernon Wildcats here. A tough start to the game here. Our first touchdown of the game was a 3-yard rushing touchdown by Stewart, and then the next touchdown that followed was a 6-yard reception touchdown by Stewart, thrown by Nico Burnett. And the next touchdown following that was an 8-yard rushing touchdown, extra point good by Burnett. And then Perdrati with the touchdown there, leading into many more touchdowns, Blake.
Yeah, this Wildcats roster has simply been unstoppable, like you mentioned. And it's really sharing the love as well. You know, we both mentioned Stewart. He already has 3 touchdowns on the game. He has 2 rushing. He has 1 receiving. Burnett, the quarterback, he has 2 rushing. He has 1 passing as well. As you mentioned, you got that one towards Stewart. Pedrati, he got a 24-yard pick 6 for the Wildcats. And all that's going to add up to this score, 41-0. You know, I mean, it's a hefty score. Obviously, you're 5 for 6 on extra points. They're not missing. You know, you saw some signs of life from the Red Devils on a blocked punt earlier in the game, and they were able to take it a little bit, but then that's when that pick 6 ended up being converted, and then it was taken all the way, of course, like we just mentioned, by Pedrati to advance that lead. I believe that would have been 34-0, as that was the second to last touchdown of that half.
And the homecoming commencement here in Jeff High will start with the freshman court here.
Representing the freshman class of 2026, I would like to introduce Shlomo Chimbalonga and Lola Rodriguez.
As the first freshmen make their way out to the middle of the field here.
Lola is the daughter of Meredith Cliff Rodriguez. Ladies and gentlemen, Shlomo Chimbalonga and Lola Rodriguez.
Our JROTC here.
I would like to introduce Cole Singleton and Aubrey Cannon.
And Cole Singleton and Aubrey Cannon out there, coming out to represent the freshman class on the court as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cole Singleton.
Let's give a round of applause at home for those 2 Red Devils. One, a Red Devil football player.
Speaking of players, I think I see somebody in that senior court we might be looking for later.
I wonder who you're talking about. And I believe this is Ethan Davis. I couldn't quite catch the name of his counterpart there, but they are looking quite sharp out there.
Ethan Davis and Audrey Campbell.
And that was Audrey Campbell, I believe I heard out there.
Also representing the sophomore class, I would like to introduce Romir Hunter Lawrence and Maddie Hargett.
And that is Romir Hunter Lawrence and Maddie Hargett out there representing the sophomore class of, I believe, 2026.
Romir Hunter Lawrence and Maddie Hargett.
Let's give them a round of applause at home.
Representing the junior class of 2024, I would like to introduce Brendan Curl and Mariah Miller.
And Brandon Curl, representing the junior class, comes out with Maureen Miller, I believe.
Ladies and gentlemen.
That was the football player. I was talking about him, Brandon Curl. Look at him.
Curl.
There
yeah,
he is.
Yeah, totally not any senior football player that you're talking about.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Class, Zeke Moon and Ariella Shepard.
And another football player that you were talking about, Zeke Moon and Ariella Shepard.
Ariella is the daughter of Adair Cook. Ladies and gentlemen, Zeke Moon.
Let's give another Red Devil Pride football player a round of applause at home, as it looks like we will be going into our senior class here.
Representing the senior class of 2023, I would like to introduce Jake Curry and Aubrey Burton.
And starting off is senior Jake Curry, number 34. Take the heat podcast member, taking out Aubrey Burton, fellow senior.
He plays for the JHS varsity football team and is a member of the For the Culture Club as well as the Interact Club.
He is a member of the For the Culture Club and the Optimist Club here at the Red Devils, as well as being a WJHI member.
JHS cheerleader and executive board member for the senior class, is a member of the National
Aubrey
Honor
is a class officer here at
Ladies and gentlemen,
at Jeffersonville High School, as well as being a member of many other clubs.
Also representing the senior class, I would like to introduce Jalen Garden and Kyra Brown.
Next is Jalen Garten and Kyra Brown coming out onto the field to represent their senior class. Our senior class, Blake.
He enjoys playing basketball and works part-time after school. Kyra is the daughter of Ron and Ashley Thomas. Kyra plans on attending Tennessee University to become an ultra technician towards the ultimate goal of becoming a licensed esthetician.
And coming on the field next, we will see who will come. It looks like it will be another WJHI member, Connor Seyfried, after these seniors are introduced.
Also representing the senior class, I would like to introduce Connor Seyfried and Bethany Clark.
And it will be Connor Seyfried leading out Bethany Clark. Connor Seyfried, a WJHI member himself, involved in many other extracurriculars such as class officers and many other things. Bethany Clark finds herself involved in almost everything every year I see.
I think I've beaten like half of these guys here in fantasy football at least 1 year. Like I feel like it's just a recurring dream by now. Jake Curry, Connor Seyfried, I know all these guys. I think they're all just fresh meat too.
Could you beat them all in a 1v1?
Easily. So easily.
I don't know about that one, Blake.
Oh, I do.
Okay. Looks like we got another football player up next to lead the final court out here.
I would like to introduce Kion Stevenson and Alana Pelmore.
And it will be Kion Stevenson and Alana Pelmore. Kion, who has been a star player for the Red Devils on and off the field, a great attitude, is a varsity football player, is on the track team, and is a member of the For the Culture Club and the National Honor Society.
Alana plans on attending college to become a diagnostic medical sonographer.
Alana plans to attend the University of Tennessee to be a medical sonographer. And that is the conclusion of the court announcements. We will see just in a second who will be crowned as king and queen of the homecoming senior court, as we wait in anticipation. And Vondez Baines is out here to crown the king, led with Lily Fondrisi, who we will be interviewing after this.
Introducing last year's 2021 Fall Homecoming Queen, here to crown this
As we
year's
wait in anticipation here in Blair Field.
Lily is the daughter of Shanti and Lisa Fondrisi. Lily is attending the University of Louisville and is majoring in political science on the pathway to law.
She's currently attending the University of Louisville, looking to pursue a career in law.
The Jeffersonville High School Fall Homecoming King for 2022 is Jalen Garden.
And the king is Jalen Garden here for the 2022 Red Devil homecoming football game. We will see who joins him as his queen.
For 2022 is Kyra Brown.
And Kyra Brown joins him up there as the queen. And we see our king and queen, Kyra, up there with Jalen Garden. And we will see them next year to crown the homecoming football king and queen. Congrats for them and their effort here. But I'd also like to give a quick round of applause to all the other candidates and their court members tonight on this great football game so far.
You can't forget to mention the WJHI members in here as well. Jake Curry, Connor Cypher, just a few, like you just mentioned, Nate, both representing the senior class. You know, Lily Fondrisi, WJHI alumni, who you just mentioned we'll be interviewing in just one moment here. You know, this WJHI program, they managed to feed quite a bit of, you know, just they're involved everywhere. You know what I mean? You've got a lot of for the culture members. You got a lot of Interact members all everywhere in WJHI.
And they will be presenting a check to Mr. Struck and Mr. Owens on the part of the Army of the United States recruiting area over here for $9,999 for the Red Devil wrestling team.
I'll give him that extra. Don't worry, I'll give him that extra $1.
Okay, Blake, you didn't have to do that.
And go Red Devils.
Go Red Devils.
Great accomplishment there. You know, you love to see that from Coach Struck. Coach Struck's a great guy, the ROTC as well. You know, they managed to put this all together. They raised that money like you just mentioned. Great to see here, and what a great night for Red Devil, you know, extracurriculars.
And I've heard that money is going to be quickly used to get new mats, which will be greatly beneficial not only for the high school here with Jeffersonville, but it will also benefit the future generations, the middle schools and the elementary schools, as the current mats will be passed down to them so they can have a better wrestling experience for years to come.
The band will close this evening's performance with a hugely successful...
So make sure you stay tuned here. You're listening to 98.5 WJHI LP Jeffersonville, your home of the Red Devil Network. I'm Blake Beams with Nate Gardner. He's on color commentary. It's looking like he's going to take over for play-by-play as well in this second half here. And right now, the Red Devils are currently trailing at Blairfield 41-0 during the halftime period. The homecoming king-queen was just crowned. Congratulations to both of them and the entire court on behalf of WJHI here. You know, we have not had the best game so far for the Red Devils, but they do look to come back. In the second half here, you are not going to be starting out with the ball as Mount Vernon deferred as they won the coin toss earlier.
And if you were not just listening in, Jalen Garton and Kyra Milburn with the King and Queen win here for the senior class of 2023 that me and Blake are both a part of. As the Jeffersonville Marching Band, led by drum major Emma Natras, plays on here.
So as we about enter the second half, Nate, what do you think you're looking for this Red Devil? I kind of want to say offense, but I want to say more so, how do you think you are going to stop this Mount Vernon offense?
Stopping the offense, man, that is a tough situation there. Of course, I would say stack your lineup more, stack the run, but once you stop the inside runs, then this Mount Vernon team has just been able to run outside. So just tackle better.
Tackle better? Hey, that's the inside that we got. And yeah, I mean, I know it sounds...
It's a tough situation here.
I mean, that's exactly what it is.
It would be one thing if it was a closer game here, but it is 41-0, and you can't it's really just a difference in mechanics by both of these teams. Let's see if the Red Devils can do a better job at playing in this second half here of ball here at Blairfield. The score 41-0 here as halftime is ticking down.
And I mean, the thing is, and you know, I guess you could say it just sounds goofy, you know, say something like tackle better. But here's the thing. You're right. You got to wrap around a man and you got to bring him down. You know what I mean? You are making great plays on the defensive side of the ball. On offense, you are moving the ball down the field, but you've got to finish those plays. I think that's what the Red Devils are missing, like you mentioned. I think if they can rebound off that, they'll have a great second half. I think they could push Mount Vernon to their limits. This team has faced adversity before. This team is going to continue facing adversity to continue throughout this whole season. I think the Red Devils do have a shot here. And it's like you said, just keep pounding the ball. Just finish the plays that you're starting.
And one thing I'd like to comment on here real quick is, if many of you do not know, the rule in Indiana high school is that no matter what the regular season record is for the team. No matter what, they will have sectional games, which I think is a great chance to have one of those Cinderella games, which Jeff, a few years ago, if most of you remember, had a sectional championship, made it all the way to the regional round of the IHSSA AA 5A tournament just a couple years ago. Blake, I believe you went up there for that game.
Yeah, and it was quite the game as well. Fortunately, like you said, the Red Devils did fall just short of that regional win. However, taking that sectionals in that unlikely year was quite the surprise, and I'm sure it was quite a surprise as well for this Red Devil team. And now, momentarily here, we're about to unmute this microphone, and joining us right now here on 98.5 WJHI LP Jeffersonville, your home of the Red Devil Network, it's Lily Fondrisi, former WJHI member.
Hey, guys.
Yeah, how was the rush?
I mean, it was pretty fun. Going down there, reliving a lot of memories from last year, but I forgot how much of a workout it is to get up to this press box.
This press box, you go up and down. Beautiful press box, by the way. We got to love it up here.
Yeah.
We got Chick-fil-A catering today. And
oh, really?
I know, right? If you want to grab a sandwich on the way out, you're just running up back and forth. Put those calories back.
Credits to Mr. Owens, our new athletic director.
Yeah, athletic director.
I have heard some good things about him.
Yeah, quite the guy.
Yeah.
So, you're up here for an interview. We just got this moments ago. What have you been doing since you graduated from Jeff just a few months ago?
Actually, since I got out of Jeff, I've pursued college. So right now I'm attending the University of Louisville. Right now I'm majoring in political science, and I'm on the track to pre-law, so I'll be going to law school after that. And outside of school, I've continued to do stuff like ESPN Sports. I did a Bellarmine game today, actually, just earlier before I came to this, and stuff like WJHI that's really helped me get there. So.
And how, in specific, how would you say WJHI did help you throughout your college career as it is starting here?
I think that once I realized that WJHI was a place where I could expand as a person, because WJHI was heavily involved. I did a lot of interviews for people. I did a whole bunch of on-set things, off-set things. I knew behind the camera, in front of the camera, and it really developed me as a person well-rounded. I think that I'm really good at communicating with people now. I'm good with interviews. I'm good at speaking to people, especially people who are way above my age, right? It's insane to think about how before that, when I was a freshman and wasn't in the program, it was kind of harder to do that. But then once I got in here, it really changed me. So.
Yeah, Dinch is quite great at that.
So you mentioned in front of the camera, behind the camera as well. Go into a little bit more details of what you've been doing. Especially, like you said, you worked at Bellarmine this morning. What was that about?
Well, last year, I started working more for ESPN and doing Bellarmine things. And basically what I do there is I do camera work for stuff like volleyball games, football games, soccer games. It's really whatever they hand to me at this point. But it's really fun down there. I'm glad that WJHI, especially Tim and all the people there, they've actually helped us have kids achieve those types of job goals and stuff. But really you just work a camera, and it's almost like working here. It's really the exact same cameras, and Dench really does prepare us pretty well for that.
And I could not agree any more with that. Mr. Dench, how do you think he as a person has been able to get you through this journey here at Jeff and going into college?
I think Dench was a very pivotal person in my high school career, even beyond high school now, but haven't really got to experience that part outside of high school that much yet. I've only been out of high school for a couple months now, but I think Dench in high school really helped me figure out what I wanted to do with my career, because when I walked in, I wanted to be something completely different than with the pathway I'm on now. And I'm even considering minoring in broadcasting because of him, and he's helped me get a bunch of job opportunities and stuff like that, especially things in this program and this type of field. So I'm really grateful for the relationship that I do have with him.
So you mentioned a path of law. That's what you're currently on right now?
Yeah.
So do you feel that WJHI and kind of working here prepared you for a lot more things that you wouldn't expect to be in the kind of law opportunities?
Yeah, 100%. I think that especially with high school and Jeff specifically, I've actually earned a lot of credits, especially in Louisville because they transfer there, but I'm actually taking junior level classes now, so I have to get up to speed with college a lot faster than most freshmen. So I'm already on a whole bunch of law classes. I take a whole bunch of con law classes and stuff like that. And I even have one class where I have specifically designated into speaking and how to be cordial with people and how to develop as a person throughout, like, even if it's just a political career or a communicational career. But I think that WJHI really did help me and prepare me for things like that, because I'm more like comfortable, I think I would say, with stuff like confrontation and like thinking quick on my feet and stuff like that. So.
Well, it does look like we are winding down on time here. Nate, you got anything to add real quick before we send off Lily into the greater pastures out there?
You talk on your law degree. What are you necessarily pursuing after you graduate college there?
Well, I don't really know specifically what type of job I want, like, narrowed down, but I think I want to do something more of, like, the attorney, more of, like, obviously something with law, maybe even political science, but, like, a dream job would be for me to be on TV somewhere speaking for elections or something like that on ESPN or Fox. But, I mean, any job like that. But coming out of college, I'll probably stick to some of the radio jobs that I have, because I know I'm kind of good with those, and like I said, WJHI has helped me on a path to get those types of jobs, so those will probably cushion me while I figure out the rest of my career.
Well, thank you very much, Lily, for joining us here tonight, as we will go back into gameplay here tonight here in Blair Field. It is a 41-0 ball game with the Wildcats having a continued lead here. Thank you, Lily Fondrisi, for joining us up here in the booth.
Yeah, it's always great to catch up. You know, we both had sportscasting with Lily last year in class, and it was nice to see her kind of develop, like you said, into what she's becoming now today. As I said, she was always on that kind of law pathway, and of course, WJHI has helped her so much. She mentioned confrontation. I really think that is a huge thing, and I'm not necessarily talking in a negative connotation. You know what I mean? Confrontation doesn't have to be a bad thing, but it can be. You know what I mean? And WJHI, for me as well, you know, it's kind of helped me with that. It's kind of helped me be more social and know how to control a situation more.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Whenever you think of a radio class, you think, oh man, I don't know if I necessarily want to do radio with my life. But this radio program is so much different than any other radio program you'd find around here, as it prepares you for not alone your social skills, but it prepares you for social skills, how to manage your money, how to market yourself in the world, which marketing is a very big thing in this world we live in right now, especially for the players who will be going into college soon, hopefully trying to make some money as athletes or in their own personal pursuits. Thank you you are now listening to 98.5 WJHI LP Jeffersonville, your home of the Red Devil Network. There are 1 minute and 40 seconds remaining in halftime here. It is 41-0 Mount Vernon Wildcats with the lead here in Blair Field. It has been a tough game for the Red Devils here. What do you want the Red Devils to do to combat the Wildcats here?
Well, I kind of mentioned it a little bit entering halftime, like we were talking about. And what I think it is you got to finish. This Red Devil team, it feels like they'll bring up a third down, or they will wrap their arms around, let's say, a Wildcat receiver, and then they just end up not bringing them down. They might just slip off them. Maybe, that happens. When you're going against a smaller team, they're a lot smoother. They're going to be able to slip out of tackles. They're going to be able to evade defenders. But what you got to do, you got to lock in. We're going to the second half here, Nate. You're 0-2 entering tonight. You can win this football game. You know what I mean? You just got to finish what you're looking for, and what you're looking for is to stop this Mount Vernon offense, especially that rushing offense. Man, that Stewart kid is quite the runner himself. He's a junior, too. You have got to be able to get these guys down. And if you do that, you are going to come back in this game. It's inevitable in football.
Stewart and Burnett give credit for almost all of Mount Vernon's receivers and their quarterback and their running back so far in this game, as they have all played at a high level. Just in a few moments here, we will see Hannah Magruder out here to kick off to Mount Vernon here. Her first kick of the game, as the Red Devils have not made it down to the red zone yet, or they have not kicked off yet in this game until the second half here.
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking about it. I was just kind of thinking the Red Devils have yet to score. You're right. They haven't even made it to the red zone quite yet. I wasn't even thinking that way, Nate, and I'm kind of glad you brought it up, because that just, once again, brings up you got to finish. You know what I mean? You're going to get down the field. You've been in Mount Vernon territory quite a few times. How about you go down there, punch it in, finish it, get some points up on the board?
And Hannah Magruder about to kick off here. We will see who will take it off for the Wildcats here. Cortez Stewart deep for the Wildcats here. And here in Blair Field, we are anxiously waiting for the kickoff here by Magruder. The refs whistle it. And Magruder waves around. And the kick is off, and we are into the second half here. It lands at the 30-yard line, and that is a recovery by the Red Devils here. A great momentum play to get into the second half, and the Red Devils are almost about to punch it into the red zone here, just as we were talking about them not being in the red zone.
And who else other than Ray-Jean Laird, the sophomore, Nate? He just landed on top of that, and you've got to give credit where credit is due to Hannah Magruder. What a kick. She managed to get that just inside the 30-yard line, well into Mount Vernon territory, and it got an odd bounce, and it was able to go towards that Red Devil side, and he was able to just lean on top of it. That was Ray-Jean Laird. He managed to slice through that special teams of the Mount Vernon Wildcats as well. I'm very impressed by what Ray-Jean Laird just landed on that ball. As you mentioned, Red Devils just took over. Great kick by Magruder as well.
Me too, Blake. And now Kokola will be out here with Brandon Harris to his back. And it will be a handoff to Harris as Harris gets about 2 yards there after that handoff there. And he will be wrapped down after a gain of about 3. And it will be 2nd and 7 here for the Red Devils in the Wildcats territory here.
Yeah, Harris just found an open gap there. He managed to get right past Ethan Yarber, who has a very long wingspan. He's only coming in at 5'8", but he is about 180. He does have a nice wingspan. He was able to wrap around Harris. But Harris, like you said, a nice gain there. I want to see that again from the Red Devils.
Kokola in shotgun, empty backfield. 2 to his right, 2 to his left, a motion. And it is a handoff. No, it is a QB draw there by Kokola. Kokola keeps on going there. I thought he was down, but he got that first down there for the Red Devils after a nice run there by our big quarterback slash tight end slash whatever he decides to be on each day.
Yeah, fantastic run to move the sticks there by Kokola, like you mentioned. He had 2 to his left. One of those to his left was the running back, Brandon Harris. That motion in the back got that defense deceived. That was a nice hole for Kokola to take.
Kokola hands the ball off to Harris here. Harris gets a nice couple of yards, and that will be about a 6-yard gain there. The Red Devils punching it in quickly and making their presence known, and there will be a red zone alert here for the Red Devils.
Yeah, it looked like there the Wildcats were nearly running a 2-3. There was a hole in that linebacker slot, and Harris just took over for it. The nice gain again by the Red Devils. I'm really liking what I'm seeing out of Harris on both, off motion and with the ball.
And it would be a great score here by the Red Devils if they could get that running clock to stop. Kokola, Harris to his back, hands it off to Harris, it looks like, and Harris is quickly wrestled down near the line of scrimmage, close to the first down, and we will see a 3rd and quite short here for the Red Devils in their own in the Wildcats territory, looking to put some points on the board here.
Yeah, I want to say that time it was actually Luke Elliott, I do believe, on that run. He was able to kind of run that route Brandon Harris was running. He found a nice hole in the linebacker slot. He didn't get much, but what he did was gain a little bit of yardage, just enough. You're nearly in the red zone here for the Red Devils.
It is 8 minutes and 36 seconds and counting. 41-0 Wildcats lead as Kokola looks to pass it to the end zone to Starling, but that is a great knockout there by Caleb Tyus on the Mount Vernon Wildcats team.
Yeah, you couldn't ask for better coverage there from Tyus. He was man-on-man with Starling that whole way there. They were not messing with a zone. You are this close to the end zone. You are not looking to give any space to your opposing offensive player, and that's exactly what Mount Vernon just did. And like you said, Caleb Tyus, he was able to swat it away from Starling, who's really been the premier highlight player for the Red Devils. He always brings them down over a defender, but that time Caleb Thomas manages to find his way in there, swats it away. Excellent play there by Tyus and the Wildcats.
At the right hash, it looks like we will see a early start there by the Red Devils, and it will move them back 5 yards there on that play, and it will be a longer 4th down here. It looks like they probably were trying to draw them off there, and it just didn't work there.
Yeah, they could have been trying to draw them off like you just mentioned. Maybe they just weren't ready. I'm not quite sure. Those plays are always going to be up in the air. They're never good for the team that it's going to be called against. Red Devils, they do need a rebound off that, though. Like you said, it's 4th and 5. They got to get something going here.
Yeah, and obviously this far into the game, you don't want to kick a field goal here. So let's see if the Red Devils can get a score in. As Kokola, with Harris to his back, snaps the ball. The ball is given to him, and Kokola runs around in the pocket and is taken down for a sack here. And it will be Wildcats ball around the 29-yard line.
Yeah, picture perfect play there by the Mount Vernon defense. I mean, you're just getting a straight blitz. You're not going to be able to stop that, especially when you're going such a quick team like the Wildcats. They just managed to find their way back there. That's a turnover on downs. I didn't really like the call to have Kokola kind of step back as soon as that snap was taken. Just get the ball off. You know what I mean? That was a full-on rush on the blitz. You could have gotten that off pretty easily. Get it over the middle. You're going to find a wide-open man eventually.
What you want is probably just a quick pitch to someone like Starling or Curl there and see if they can get those extra yards you need without having to go far back in your zone there. And Nico Burnett with a running back to his right, which will be Cortez Stewart, looks to get the ball snapped off. And it will be a handoff to Stewart, who makes his way down to the 40-yard line, keeps on going, trucks a man, keeps on going to the 40-yard line. A big run there, about 40 yards there for the big man on the Wildcats, going around 150 yards, I'd say, maybe even more.
Yeah, quite the run there by Stewart, but give credit where credit is due. That Wildcat offensive line, man, what a grab there. I want to say that, well, it was obviously that left side, but I want to say it was somebody like the junior Ben Powell. He managed to gravitate that Red Devil defense kind of towards him. They weren't necessarily doubling him, but what they were, when they rushed towards him, that managed to create just a little bit of a hole, like you said, for Stewart. He managed to take that off. He even trucked him in. It was like his truck stiff arm. I've never seen something like that. Either way, he ran him over. He's well into Red Devil territory now. I mean, he's inside the 40.
And here we will see another play by Nico Burnett. Ran to, it looks like, number 20, Colton Lip out there. A new running back in for the Wildcats here. Only going to get about 2 to 3 yards there for the Wildcats. And it will be a 2nd and 10, as there was not a gain on that play. 4 minutes and 50 cents and counting. 41-0 here in Blair Field, led by the Wildcats.
Yeah, it looked like Lip kind of just bounced off that Red Devil defensive line there. And you hear about that a lot, especially in the pro leagues, that a man's able to bounce off and kind of gain momentum off that. But there really wasn't anything there. When you're going to bounce in that middle of that defensive line, you're kind of just going to either go barely left or barely right. And when there's somebody right there, you're going to take them.
And it will be another handoff to him, and he's able to get about 3 yards there on that play, but not much, as Rajon Laird takes him down on that play, and it will be a 3rd and long here for the Wildcats, but they have shown that they can make up these yards here.
And that might not look like it with how short of a gain it was, but excellent play by Lip, because what you just saw, he adapted from bouncing off that line just a moment ago. He learned that he's got to get more to the edge, so he's got more space to operate once he does bounce off that lineman. That's exactly what he did. He got a few extra yards off that as well. It was a great play there to kind of learn what you were doing. That's a senior. That's just smart moves.
That was most definitely a great play, and it looks like we'll see some substitutions out here on the field. I believe substitutions are also a timeout for at least the team who has the lead, so it gives them some time to get the personnel they want out on the field.
3rd down.
It is 3rd down and 8 here, as Burnett looks to get the 1st down here for the Wildcats, and the Red Devils hope to stop it here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see you go right back to the running game here. for the Wildcats.
And Burnett takes the snap, and it is given off to number 22, Shane Krieger of the Mount Vernon Wildcats, and it will be a loss of yards here, about 1 or 2 yards there, and the Red Devils will force a punt most likely here, unless we will see another offensive run here.
Yeah, the freshman getting some reps in here in this varsity game here at Jeffersonville, like you just said. Did he lose yards there, or did he just kind of go down to the line of scrimmage? I didn't really catch that.
Doesn't matter much, as it looks like there was a pretty big foul on the play there, which will move the chains here, and it will be a first down for Mount Vernon. Yet another wrench in Red Devils' plan to make this more of a competitive game.
So that's going to make it automatic first down for Mount Vernon here. I didn't see a flag come on the play, so it obviously had to be something, I guess, vocal there.
And with this running clock here, it is already 2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the third quarter here, as he takes the snap, and it is handed off to Shane Krieger and gets about 9 yards there, close to the first down, but it will be a 2nd and 3 there for the Mount Vernon Wildcats.
Yeah, and a good run there once again. He learned off that last one, and this is just a freshman, by the way, Shane Krieger, and he uses that kind of relatively tiny frame to make a way kind of past that Red Devil line. I didn't really see a bounce. You're not really developed into that stature yet. So when you're looking to bounce off that, you want to have the upper advantage on strength, of course. So he instead looked for a more hole, kind of opportunity. Get a few, like you said, he got pretty close to the first.
As Nico Burnett is lining up to take the snap here in shotgun, it looks like we'll have another handoff here to Krieger, who gets about 3 yards here, and it will be a 3rd and short here for the Mount Vernon Wildcats here.
A great stop there by the Red Devils. He managed to spin off quite a few Red Devil linemen there, did Krieger, but they still managed to come in. I think it was more awareness than anything.
And it will be a first down after that run. Just managed to get that extra yard or two to get that first down, and it will be into the red zone of the Red Devils, looking to get even more points to make this lead even more insurmountable for the Red Devils. 45 seconds and counting. Burnett in shotgun, one man to his right, and it will be another handoff to him there, and it will be about a gain of 7, knocks down the yardage line there, and that is another run there by the running back Shane Krieger. And it looks like they are going to just run it off into the final quarter of play here in Blairfield. Your score here in Blairfield is 41-0. We have a Mount Vernon lead with Mount Vernon possession in Red Devil territory. We have seen a tough game on all sides of Red Devils so far. What, if not to get the win, what do you want to see, at least as a momentum boost going into our next game next week against Floyd Central away? What do you want to see from these Red Devils to at least get some confidence back and some pep in their step?
It's more so what you're going to look for post-game. Personally, I don't see much entering this fourth period of what you're kind of looking to do. Of course, some big touchdowns. Of course, that'll help. You know what I mean? Last season versus Floyd in sectionals, you brought him up earlier. Rajon Laird, he had 2 touchdowns, and Red Devils were down pretty big, but that gave him some experience, and that gave the Red Devils a lot of kind of, I guess, you could say hype heading into this season. You know what I mean? So I guess if you want to see some big scores, play some freshmen, some sophomores, play some underclassmen. Yeah. You want to see that, but it's the mentality you got to carry. After this game, you have got to sit down, you have got to learn what you did wrong, because there's been things going wrong for the Red Devils this game. You got to sit down, you got to watch film, you got to bond once again, and you got to realize it's not the end of the world. It's the 3rd week. You're missing 4 starters. You know what I mean? You can't beat yourself up completely over a game like this, especially against a team like Mount Vernon. They might be Class 3A. This is one of the best teams in Indiana football.
Yeah, and as we've already seen for the Mount Vernon Wildcats, they've been playing some of their backups here, as we've seen Krieger take a few running back snaps so far. for the Wildcats. But we will continue to see Nico Burnett here at the quarterback slot going into the final quarter of play here in Blair Field. You're listening to 98.5 WJHI LP Jeffersonville, your home of the Red Devil Network. I'm Nate Gardner, joined here by Blake Beams. Let's play ball. Burnett, one man to his left, and he takes the snap there, making it about a 3-yard gain there by Krieger there with his, I believe, 5th consecutive run play, and they have all been successful so far.
Yeah, that clock, it's a great strategy there by, of course, head coach Luke Messmer. Wind this clock down, and Krieger, like we've mentioned, he's a freshman. You are getting those underclassmen reps in here for this Mount Vernon team. I'm sure what you're looking for here is just continue that onslaught and see if they can get into the end zone. You know what I mean? If you're carrying momentum like this against a team like Jeffersonville, you are going to feel like you're on top of the world, especially when you're in a conference like 3A. You know what I mean?
And it is 3rd down and short here. They can still get a first down before the end zone, which I believe they would be wanting to try to do if they could. As it will be a snap and another handoff here to Mr. Krieger here, who looks to get the first down here, and it will be a 1st and goal here for the Mount Vernon Wildcats, led by another run by Krieger here. They are just playing football right now.
I don't. You can probably count on how many. You can probably count on one hand how many times a team is going to get onto the 1-yard line and get a first down, a 1st and goal. And it's like you said, they're kind of playing a perfect game right now. It was a great run there. Krieger, it's like, what was that, 6 consecutive runs there? He's been dominant. He's a freshman. You know what I mean? This underclassman route is proving quite well here for the Wildcats.
Krieger once again takes the snap, and he will make it into the end zone, and we will see another score here by the Wildcats in Blair Field to make the score 47, pending the field goal, pending the extra point here.
Yeah, and a great run, like you just mentioned, by Krieger, got in for that 1-yard touchdown. But what you really got to highlight, I think, is Hunter Pedrati. He had an excellent block against, that was Brandon Curl. He was playing defensive back, and he had Curl down on one side because he knew exactly where that play was going to be. He knew just in case it broke down, you can't let him go to your left because that's exactly where Krieger's going to be. So Pedrati knew you got to bring your man down. That man, of course, was Brandon Curl. Gave a perfect wide open opportunity, ran right in for Krieger, expands this lead even more.
And we will have a quick stop on the clock regardless of the mercy roll, as there is a player down on the field for the Wildcats. Hope he does better. Blake, let's not necessarily talk about this game. What are you looking forward to in the Floyd game and the games to come for the Red Devils, hoping to come back? And obviously they'll get some of their starters back, which will help immensely for this Red Devils team. But what other keys would you want them to focus on? Like, would you want them to run the ball more or run a different type of coverage than they are right now?
I really think the answer is quite simple without getting into more kind of football terms. You gotta come out swinging. You know what I mean? You're going on the road for 2 straight weeks. I believe next week is versus Floyd Central, correct? And then the week after that is versus New Albany. Those are, of course, 2 rivalry games, and they are both away. And these are 2 of the best teams in the Hoosier Hills Conference. New Albany especially, they are very improved. I was able to see Floyd play Male earlier this year as well. And while they did, come away with a loss in that game, Floyd as well, they are looking immensely talented. It's a very young team compared to the very senior-heavy team of last year. So you got to come out, and you got to be ready to take advantage. You got to realize, this Jeff team, they have 20 seniors. You're not going to like it when a team with 4 seniors beats you. You know what I mean? This Floyd team, I think coming up, I want to say they have 4 or 5, maybe. Seniors, you've got to use that to advantage. You've got experience, and you've certainly got talent. You got to use that in your favor. New Albany as well. New Albany's going to be a bit tougher. That defense is unbelievable at times. They got a transfer from Male, who probably ranked one of the best defensive players in Kentucky when he was there. So they got to come out swinging, and they got to know they have the advantage. You guys have more experience. You're probably more talented as well.
And the point after attempt about to go off by Doherty here. 4 for 5 so far, and he will be 5-4-6 here. What a great game here so far by Doherty and the entire Mount Vernon Wildcats roster here. Looking to lead the Red Devils out for maybe the last time is Jake Kokola, the junior running back, I believe, or junior quarterback, I believe.
Kokola, no, he's actually a senior this year. He's one of the hefty Red Devil senior class.
Who's not a senior for this Red Devils team?
I know, right? You can close your eyes and just pick somebody. It's probably going to be like, you get a third of a shot, you're going to get a senior. Kokola, like you said, he's one of them. I'm not sure how the situation with him and Nick will be next week, but he's held his own pretty well, I think, these previous few weeks.
And it will be Kion Stevenson and Starling, who have been out here on most of these kickoff returns here tonight, looking to maybe get some momentum or just run the game out and move on to the next week here against Floyd Central at their own stadium. And the Mount Vernon Wildcats get out in kickoff formation. Doherty looking to kick the ball off to the Red Devils here. Places the ball down, gets ready for kickoff here in Blair Field. Your score 48-0. I'm Nate Gardner, joined here by Blake Beams on color commentary for this second half. It is fourth quarter, 9 minutes and 42 seconds remaining, and the kick by Doherty is about to be away. And the whistle is blown. They ready for it, and it is kicked off to the Red Devils. Received by Stevenson, bobbles it a little bit, but keeps running, and loses about 5 yards there down at the 15-yard line in Wildcats, in Red Devil territory here, as the Red Devil offense led by Jake Kokola comes out for yet another offensive drive here. Actually, correction, it will be led by freshman Cole Singleton, the hot lefty out there. It's good to get some reps out there for one of your young players who could possibly be, after Nick Schindler graduates next year, could be the future of Red Devil football here.
And real quick, Nate, I'd like to mention that little mistake I made a second ago. So next week is Floyd Central at Floyd Central. It's at 7. Then after that, it's Silver Creek at home, then New Albany at home after that.
Good correction there, and Cole Singleton takes the snap here. It's a quick handoff here to the running back, Brandon Harris, who gets about 5 yards there. There's one thing that we'll keep on seeing no matter who's at quarterback, hands off to Brandon Harris, who has been a pretty good fill-in for Zion Mansfield, who obviously not that many people can be Zion Mansfield, who is extremely talented at the running back position, but he's been a formidable placeholder for now as the Red Devils look to get Zion back. Cole Singleton with Phillips to his back, 2 men to his left in shotgun, takes the snap, and it is another rush attempt by Phillips, getting about 5 yards here, close to the first down yardage. And it will be first down yardage for the Red Devils here as the sticks look to be moved here.
Yeah, that was a great run there by Harris. He stuck his arm out. He managed to find, he's not really finding holes this time. Now he's kind of just outrunning that Wildcat line. And it, like I said, it was a great move. He was able to sneak out to about the hash mark, like you said. Advance the marker. Good, yeah, I'd say a good run. Good 2 runs overall.
One thing I'm looking to see here is some passing plays. Of course, the lefty, it might be a little bit different to catch the ball here, as the ball is handed off here to Harris. Once again, got many Mount Vernon players on the defense to try and wrestle him down, and they get him out of bounds after he gains about 4 yards there on that play.
Yeah, that's going to be 3 straight rushes from Harris, all of them to the exact same spot. All of them to about the exact same spot as he ran. Like I said, he ran kind of close to that sideline. Managed to sneak just a little bit inside for a bit more, and he's got them yardage. He got that first down just a moment ago, and a nice little gain there. Maybe give him about 2. Yeah, it's going to be 2nd and 8. Not a bad run from Harris.
And Cole Singleton will continue his run there at quarterback, and he will make his first pass attempt here, but that will be close to a pick there, almost picked by Shane Krieger, the freshman there for the Wildcats, making his name known, and hopefully can get some reps on the starting offense next week for Mount Vernon.
I mean, yeah, you're a left-handed quarterback throwing to the left side of the field with your man already beat. You should expect, at least a swat. That's exactly what Krieger just got, as you mentioned. You threw it right to him. I mean, you got to be wary of that. You're throwing to the opposite side or the same side of the field that you're throwing on. What you got to notice is that man's going to be beat almost every time.
Yeah, and Cole Singleton takes the snap here, and yet another run by number 14, Brandon Harris, has been just pushing his way down the field. Of course, we saw the pass there, and Blake, I'm a Miami Dolphins fan, so of course I'm used to seeing a left-handed quarterback who's going to win the MVP this year for the Miami Dolphins. I hope you agree with me there, Blake.
And that's quite the way to talk about Singleton, their MVP. Are you serious? I mean, the only left-handed quarterback that I think is semi-decent in that statement you just made was Cole Singleton. And Singleton, he's only a freshman. He's a great player. I mean, MVP, I can see it, especially over Tua.
Man, I don't know about that, Blake. I feel like I might have to talk to you and take the heat there. Singleton with the quick ball to Curl with tight coverage there by the Mount Vernon Wildcats, and that will be a first down after a 15-yard pass and catch there by Brandon Curl.
Yeah, awesome dig and left turn there from Curl. He managed to sneak past 2 of his defenders, got in the middle between one, and he was able to beat his man just on his right side. He was able to get up, and that's Curl's first target of the game, I do believe. And it was an excellent route ran, moved the sticks, like you said. Brandon Curl, excellent route run, excellent catch as well, brought it down, first down, Red Devils.
Cole Singleton looks to make another consecutive play, as it is 4 minutes and 27 seconds remaining here, and it will be a fumbled snap there, but Singleton will be able to fall on the ball there as he looks to receive direction on what they want to do on these next plays after the loss there.
Yeah, when you have underclassmen like that, you kind of expect those mistakes. Communication isn't always going to be there, and you can't really blame that on anybody. It was kind of just a collapse all around, and that ball just fell loose. And luckily, Singleton was able to fall on that ball, and that's going to bring up second, right? Yeah, second down. So it's not the end of the world, but you've got to clean that up, especially with the schedule you got coming up.
Most definitely, as Singleton looks to get the ball, and it will be another pass here to the big man out there, number 8, Devontae Bailey, who gets around a 3rd and short there on this play.
Yeah, that was an excellent pass. Not only excellent pass, excellent play there from Singleton. So what he did, he managed to look towards the left side of the field, and what those backs did is what they followed his eyes. You know what I mean? So they followed his eyes. They saw him looking towards that left side of the field. They're going to go to their right, of course, his left, thinking that ball is going straight there. But what he did instead, he managed to look very split second because Devontae Bailey right over the middle. Goes to the big man. He's going to bring it down, gets an extra few yards as well.
Cole Singleton talking with his line and receives the snap, and it will be another pass attempt here to Curl, what looks like a curl route there, and it will be a first down, but there is a flag on the play. Let's see what will happen here around Brandon Curl on the reception.
Yeah, great catch there. Curl by Curl, you kind of nailed it. That's exactly what it was. He knew exactly what that route run was. And once again, Singleton, I guess he knows the playbook quite well. I mean, he knows exactly where his players are going to be. I mean, you can't really consider it a no-look. I'm still on that Bailey play. I mean, he managed to find him right over the middle while his eyes were looking left. Great scheme by this Red Devil offense.
And the one thing is, while Singleton is a freshman, he gets those reps on JV and the freshman team. So he's not inexperienced at the quarterback position. Let's see if the Red Devils can get any points here to end the game, as it is going into the last 2 minutes of the game. They will attempt another pass, and it will be deep to Curl, but just falls a little bit too far for Curl's hands. That would have been a great play if Curl would have been able to get that down and the ball would have been able to get right to him.
Yeah, Curl ran that route quite well. He ran inside about the 25-yard line. He ran a bit inside on his defender, then cut right back out. That quick cut, he's a junior, he's very quick, and it managed to create some separation between him and that back. I believe it's, I want to say it's an upperclassman back out there for the Wildcats. So Curl, a great route run. Unfortunately, just a bit overthrown. Calm it down a little. You know what I mean? You're going to get that ball into his hands. Curl's an excellent receiver. That ball will find his way into his palms.
And Curl, Bailey, and Starling, three upperclassmen staying out there to help him. And it will be another dropped ball there by Cole Singleton, and it will be an immediate loss there. No, it won't. They won't be able to hit him due to high school rules. But it will be a loss there, and a long third down here for the Red Devils, looking to get some points on the board with only 50 seconds remaining and counting. Your score is 48-0 here in Blair Field. I'm Nate Gardner. That is Blake Beams next to me as we look to end off here with Cole Singleton. We miss Cole Phillips. And an attempted pass to DeMonte Brown there, but it will fall incomplete, and the clock will continue to run here. Let's see if the Red Devils will try to run another play here with 20 seconds remaining.
Yeah, Brown wasn't running out of that usual slot that Coach Parker usually has him in. Instead, he ran towards that right side of that 40. He was just about there, and he managed to break away from his defender. The ball was just a bit low, and there was a back still in front of Brown, so you aren't going to get much there.
Singleton takes the snap. It looks to be the last play of the game. It is a deep pass, and it is almost picked, but that will end the game here as the cannon fires off almost ominously as the Red Devils fall 48-0. It is a shutdown of the Red Devils here in Blairfield, and you're listening to 98.5 WJHI LP Jeffersonville, your home of the Red Devils. Blake, give us some of a throwback in this game, how the scoring got this high.
Well, Nate, it really all started out by an excellent touchdown run by, of course, the running back Cortez Stewart. Who else for Mount Vernon? Cortez Stewart, he is the running back junior, coming in at 5'9", just about 200 pounds. He's a Zion Mansfield-esque type of player. He started out with a 3-yard rushing touchdown, about 9 minutes to go in that first quarter. The extra point was good. Keep that in mind. Daughtry was an excellent kicker throughout the game. He went nearly perfect from extra points. That added a lot onto that scoreboard. Then you're going to have Stewart once again. This time it was receiving touchdown. 6 yards that time from the quarterback, of course, Nico Burnett, who himself quite a game. We'll get to a few of his scores later. Just know he had multiple rushing touchdowns. In fact, he's next. So that was a 6-yard receiving touchdown to Stewart. Extra point was good. That was about 4:46 to go in the first. Then you're going to find Burnett on his first touchdown. 8-yard rushing touchdown from the quarterback. It was about 1:10 to go. Both extra points in those last two TDs were good. Then Pedrati, he was able to get a pick six when he picked off Jake Kokola it was a blocked punt originally, and then the Red Devils got that ball. Then Kokola, unfortunately, threw it into the hands of Pedrati, who was able to take it back 24 yards. That was a touchdown to pick six. Then entering the second half, then you had Burnett once again. That was a 7-yard rushing touchdown from the quarterback. He finished with 2 total on the game for rushing. He finished with 2 passing as well. That was about 6:23 to go. XP was no good there. So that was the first missed extra point of the game. And then you had Stewart, an 18-yard rushing touchdown. Once more, Cortez Stewart was putting up numbers. So he had 3 total touchdowns, 2 rushing, 1 receiving. Keep that in the back of your head because Cortez Stewart is a man to look for in the state of Indiana. Extra point was good on that one. Then finally, last score of the game, Krieger had a 1-yard rushing touchdown. The freshman, by the way, excellent play here tonight from Krieger. And the extra point was good with about 9:43 to go for your last score of the game.
And these Red Devils, while the score definitely looks like it was a pretty tough game, it was a pretty tough game for the Red Devils. They showed a few flashes still. You saw some young players make plays, like the quarterback, number 13, Cole Singleton, the lefty. Of course, he missed some plays, but he's a freshman. You deal with that stuff, and you'll work on that as his years go on here in Jeffersonville High School. And as we wrap up here in Jeffersonville, Blair Field, I'm Nate Gardner. This is Blake Beebs. This is 98.5 WJHI LP Jeffersonville, your home of the Red Devil Network. Signing off. Thank you very much.